Hello and good January. Welcome to this stream. I'm Sean Morley. You are watching twitch.tv/Sean Moore. We are all here. I hope we are all happy. I hope we're all pleased. My coloration looks off. I don't know. I feel like I'm at once too blue and yet also too warm. Hello, everyone. Hello, Harry. Hello, Burnzoid. Hello, Oracle of Truth. Hello, Bird.exe. Hello, Crispin Fryer. Hello, When in Lenin. Thank you for introducing Ocarina. Who wants to introduce Ocarinas? Thank you for introducing Ocarinas, Harry Hardy. Thank you for elevating the Ocarina discourse when in Lenin. Hello, Natalie. Hello, Big Popeye. Hello, Josie Russell. Hello, Oracle of Truth. Hello, Dr. Plem. I hope we're all doing well. I hope we all feel kindly in ourselves. Yeah, Beyond Garino, Baldy3. Hello, Sav. This guy's obsessed with his hue. Am I obsessed with my hue? You need to understand that only in this context, I'm really, really not hue-pilled most of the time. I don't mind if I'm bright red. I don't mind if I'm pale as a sheep. But here, do you know what? I'm not hue-pilled, actually. Here, when I'm in the context of a broadcaster, I'm contrast-pilled. And what I worry about is the landlord beige in the background and the yellow here. A washed out scene here is not going to provide me enough contrast. We want saturation up 0.05. We want contrast up, honestly, 0.9, where like 10 is max. We might think you're part of the wall. Listen, the eyes don't care what the brain thinks, right? This is something every graphic designer knows implicitly. The eyes are where light comes first, and it has a conversation before your brain gets clued in. The eyes want to see high contrast. They want to see light, light, dark, darks. They want to see orange and teal, which I know I haven't provided. I've provided yellow, sort of pasty, the landlord special behind. And then these owls are really lost in the mix. You know, there's not a good composition. All I want is to provide a nice palette. That's literally all I want. 2026 is the year we bring Chiaroscuro back. Yeah, why not? Let's start learning nice and early. What does this mean? Chiaroscuro is the use of strong contrast between light and dark. Yeah. Like the Night's Watch. Is that who we're talking about? Caravaggio. Yeah, Rembrandt is who I was thinking about. Goya. Yes. Sean Morley eating his son. That's exactly what I want. Yes, all of this art is top notch. My eyes don't. Light hurt. Is there? It feels like there's some sentence fragments in there. This hue with that jumper feels quite late 60s. Yeah, I know. And do you know what? There was a time in comedy photography for posters where actually low contrast was so wildly in. You know, I can enjoy the low contrast, but I think here. Hello, thanks, Birdzoid. Was that jingle too quiet? Have I messed something up? I have been in the guts of the chat box, trying to ensure it could handle some new features, and I worry that other features got knocked around. Didn't hear the jingle. You didn't hear? Okay. What definitely makes a noise? Random more phrase. We got a jingle. We're back. We're back in action. Still looking for arses? No, I'm looking for goblins. It's all. We're good. We're back. Let me know when Sean brings back the roll call. Do you know what I was thinking, Bird? I was thinking what I like doing now is at the beginning of the stream is asking if anyone has any information for me. So I'll do that now. Does anyone have any information from me? Facts, data, cold, hard info. And then maybe every stream, people could assemble a little dossier that I read of everyone's one piece of information they've provided. No one has any information. It can be anything, big or small. But I was thinking if the information is solicited in the pre-stream, then by the beginning of the stream, we have this document and it's full of information. Name and what information they provided. Name, what information they provided. I've got a cat on my lap right now. Yep, that's information. Thanks very much. I ate 5 Brussels sprouts. Yeah, over what time frame? Jean Paul Gaultier designed a coin where a hen is wearing a swimsuit with a cone bra. Let me just say, it's not a competition, but if it was, that's really high. Honestly, a bunch of facts like that. It was windy this morning. Absolutely fine. That's a completely fine piece of information. Venus is too hot for tectonic plates to form of the crust. Now that I'm putting up quite high. Just to give you a little bit of a temperature check on what kind of information I tend to prefer. It's all good. I'm only going to kick off if it's not information. Like if you say Ben Nevis, that's not information. That's just a noun. I'm in the bath. Yep, that's information. It's hard to make celeriac chips not soggy. Yeah, like that's sort of middle information to me. There's a wall in Seattle that's just gum. Yes, I know. My friend Martin went there and took a picture of himself holding an umbrella in front of it. I farted a lot yesterday. Okay, it's information. But I do want to say that's probably the lowest tier. My fact-telling career that I never wanted is already over with this competition. What do you know? Well, it wasn't fair because you went early. Ben Pevis. Yep. I mean, it's not information. I will have a bath later. You win the award for the first piece of information about the future. If you get shot by a gun, you might die. Yes, yes, sort of a bit of inductive reasoning done there rather than an out and out fact. So, how many people watch their streams in the bath? Listen, Josie Russell, it is sort of a built in physical law with these streams that no matter when I stream, no matter how much notice I give, no matter what the content is, someone will be watching it in the bath and someone will be watching it in a train. Some users are more likely to be the bath and train users than others. Some, I'd say a vast majority, are more likely never to be either. But there's always one of each. And there'll always be enemies. I'm going in the bath. Yeah, within what time frame? My phone has some degree of water resistance. Yes, could you qualify that a bit further? A coat with a big collar and the kind Sherlock Holmes is associated with is called an Ulster coat. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Why don't you like Ben Nevis? Mono, don't twist this. Don't twist this. I'm in a very vulnerable position generally because one of my resolutions this year is to be significantly more toxic. I think the era of carefulness has gone to bed. And I think the era of toxicity is really here. Sure, Morley is cheerful. I think I always have been cheerful. Now, do you know what? That year where I kept insisting I was cheerful, have I gone anti-woke? Okay, looks like we're going to need to make some very clear distinctions, okay? I'm toxic, but I'm not anti-woke. I think you can be woke and toxic. To me, there's actually not a lot of friction between being toxic and being woke. I think I can synthesize that with very ably. Right wing pivot? No. I'm left wing toxic. Sorry, I know. Listen, the way the discourse is has made you think that being you can be curmudgeonly and annoying and also storm the Winter Palace. Sean is dark woke. I'm not dark woke. I'm just toxic. Being toxic. You know how your nan, specifically you, she can be very nice to you personally, and she feeds you bread and butter pudding, and she kisses your forehead and gives you a £20 note to do the hedges. But when an election season comes around, she elects for you and all your friends to be boiled alive in McDonald's chip pan acid. She's dead. All right, well, revive her. You know how so your relatives can be nice to you personally, but politically, they're actually vile to the point where it's just hard to synthesize those two sides of them. Well, I'm doing the opposite of that. That's my pivot. If anything, I'm more woke than ever. Like, I know deeply in my heart that if I were to even express my opinions here on this underwatched live stream, I would be on an MI5 watch list for the rest of my natural life, which would be cut short by a mysterious sniper bullet while I'm putting the blue bin out on a Wednesday evening. But interpersonally, I'm going to be a nightmare. An absolute nightmare, yes. And if you're truly woke, You still need to cut me in because I'm part of the movement. My political bona fides are going to be absolutely sterling silver, but I'm just a nightmare to spend time with. To be honest, I think I'm probably describing 90% of the actually committed radical left, of which now I am the most card carrying member of all. Just need a North Face jacket. I'm sultanaing. Honestly, I think she could be a laugh. I think her problems are more organizational and factional. I think in a one-on-one and a coffee morning, I think actually we could be giggling, you know, and that's also me as well. I'm great over an interesting coffee. I really am very funny one-on-one. I'm really funny one-on-one, and I think I'm really funny me alone with 100 people looking. But what I'm really bad at is 7 to 15 people in a room, all who have kind of an equal hierarchy in the conversation. That's when I go big autism. That's when I go, should my hands be in my pockets or not be in my pockets? How long have I been thinking, should my hands be in my pockets or not in my pockets? I look like I'm made of plasticine. I'm dead. I don't know if you can tell, but I went to one of my neighbor's parties. Do you think I haven't shown you any disrespect, Big Papa. I'm just threatening something. Honestly, if these days you threaten something and people act like you've already done it, you know, I'm just threatening. I haven't done anything. You were pretty chill after your showing leads. I think I'm good. I'm really good one-on-one. I'm good one-on-one. I'm good 1 and 50. And I'm bad 7 versus 7. But not like 2 teams of 7, just like, what do they call it? Like a battle royale where everyone's just out for themselves, like a normal conversation in a large group. That's when I fall on my face over and over again. We went to a neighbor's party on New Year's Eve. And I don't know what you expect if you go to a neighbor's house, really. But it was essentially every person they'd ever met, you know? We thought we just want to get to know people on the street because we think it's nice. It's idealistically nice and probably has a lot of like background utility to have people nearby, just in case, I don't know, a scorpion gets in. And someone on our street will know how to deal with a scorpion attack. You could never go to a neighbor's party. I think you'd be really good at a neighbor's party. I think you'd be really good at a neighbor's party. We know one other person on the street well enough that we were like, you should come to the neighbor's party with us. And not to say they betrayed us, but the moment they went in, there's the adults' room where everyone's talking about, well, actually, they're talking about hunting deer, and they were talking about Warhammer 40K. And then there was the other one where the teenagers were playing cards, and our one other friend on the street just went into the room with the teenagers, then never came out again. Did absolutely no troubleshooting for us at all. I can talk Warhammer 40. Strangely, I aspire to know about Warhammer 40K, but I'm never, ever, ever going to play it. I'm never, ever going to play it. Well, there were some teenagers in it. There were some teenagers in the room. They were a very... I should have been in my element because they were kind of a goth Terry Pratchett household. Do you know what I mean? A little bit Bill Bailey around the edges, real ale drinkers, a lot of dark colors, loads of autism going on. But they all knew each other. Do you know? They were too insular and not good at being friendly to me, a stranger. And that's what I really needed. We spoke to one guy. And during the conversation, and I don't know why I said it, I think this is the first time that streaming and the kind of stream of consciousness and the sense of humor I have when I'm doing a stream has sort of severely leaked into my normal speaking patterns. Because in the middle of like a very humdrum conversation with a stranger who's a friend of our neighbors, I said, you can't gunge people anymore because of COVID. And it wasn't apropos of nothing. I don't know what we were talking about, but I said, "You can't gunge people anymore because of COVID." And this guy looked at me and said very bluntly, "Oh, thank you, Bread Sansa." He- So I was talking to my neighbour's friend, and I said, "You can't gunge people anymore because." I tried to set some stuff up with the subscriptions, but I guess it hasn't worked really. Not it's not a number out of 60. Um, we're all post gunge. Well, the thing is, just finish the Blooming story. I'm sorry. This is why I'm going to turn the chat box down a little bit because the reason you couldn't hear is I turned it down too severely. And the idea of it being down is that I don't get distracted out of the middle of a sentence. Well, he was just very blunt. I said, "You can't gunge anyone anymore because of COVID." And he looked at me and he said, "You've just said something very stupid, and I'll give you an opportunity now to retract it." Because in his head, he was in a conversation with like some sort of anti-vaxxer, some sort of conspiracy theorist, definitely someone who's a reactionary. And he's like, "I'm going to show now. I'm not going to stand up for it." But from my point of view, I've just told a joke, admittedly one that would never be read as a joke and is more me pretending to have sort of an insane person's belief. But I said, "There's no way Gunge is hypoallergenic at the very least." And he was like, "You're moving the goalposts." But it was really the wrong. It was like our moods were completely wrong then because he was like, "You're trying to spread a really harmful ideology," and I'm just sort of laughing, like I know exactly what I've done wrong, and I don't know how I'm going to get out of it. Like I've completely fallen in the well, but I just find it so funny what a mistake I've made. And he can't understand why I'm laughing because I'm like, I would say I've done a good job of like becoming unirony poisoned. I've been like irony antidoted, but here I was 6 layers deep, you know? Here I was just too far in. Doubling down is good. Yeah, I tried to talk about foam parties, but then he was like, they never made those illegal. They were just a fad. It doesn't look like they were ever illegal. And then he actually gave me an example of a show where they do still gunge people post COVID, and I just couldn't. I couldn't wriggle out. This guy absolutely. It was like it's like he'd put a pitchfork either side of my neck, and I knew he was going to stand on my head. But actually, it was my favorite part of the party. Otherwise, I was just sat in the corner eating a waffle. You know, I would rather be in the middle of all that. You know. They got rid of the hole in the wall because of COVID. Well, do you know, not to go all COVID on everyone, but I remember like they got rid of everything because you know we ended up in a position of they called it hygiene theatre in the same way that like taking your shoes off to go through into the airport. Like we don't have terrorism anymore. Why can't I wear my belt through the X-ray scanner? You know, why can't I bring loads of Lucozade on the plane? What am I going to do? But that's fine because we have security theatre. And then during COVID, we had hygiene theatre where like we're like 2 years into COVID and I can't even try glasses on at Specsavers because that's too much touch. Meanwhile, like one entire year ago, the World Health Organization said, by the by, this is like a purely airborne spread thing. It's not spread by surface contact. And yet still at the gym, you need to just rub everything down. And it's not for sweat. It's for germs. You can wear your belt through the scanner now. They've walked back some of the security there. Okay, in what, the last 6 months? This wasn't true when I was. We still have hygiene theatre. It's airborne. They're like, wash your hands, mate, mask. I mean, you should still. Yeah, exactly. They wanted you to wash down loads of surfaces, but no one will wear a mask. I mean, we don't need to do COVID. I think even saying it will get me taken off air. I think you can't say the word COVID just in case you end up saying something really stupid like you can't gunge people anymore now because of COVID. You didn't need to take liquid out of bags here, but it depends on the airport. Airports are in this insane. I'm not going to, sorry for going all Mitchell and Webb on you, but like airports are in this position where every airport has its own rules, but every member of security staff believes that their rules are so obvious that they just think that telling them to you is a waste of their time. I almost got in trouble with immigration because I didn't show them the right documents. And this is immigration, actually. This is like borders rather than any theatre. But I almost got in trouble with Dutch immigration because they were like, "You've overstayed your visa thing." And I said, "No, I've got the long stay visa card here." And they said, "Well, you should have showed this to us." So you didn't tell me what you wanted to see. And he said, "It should be obvious." And what I didn't say, because I'm scared, because they've got guns probably, is what's obvious in your position is not obvious to me because I've never done this before. Sean hasn't been in an airport in 20. No, when I was living in the Netherlands, I would say in the last 4 years, I've been in 6 airports. So, so take that. So this is me being toxic. Actually, in the last 4 years, I've been in around 6 airports. So you can fuck off. This is me. This is 2026 Morley. I stand up for myself now. Okay, I'm not going to take that anymore. That was 2025 Morley. Anyway, what should we do? Should we do the dulls? I haven't flown in 30 years. No, not really. The timeline of flying is like the Wright brothers, and then it's broadly the same, and then 9/11 fucked it up. 9/11 really made it hard to fly around. You want to do the dulls? What do you want? What have you tuned in for? By the way, if you're just joining us, sorry, I got small, but I'm getting big again. Have you tried the quad Wordle game? No, I'm up for anything. Although I'm going to limit myself because the amount of dulls I do before I start doing anything else is starting to get absurd now. Quadly, yeah, come on. I'm going to include that just because it's hard to say. It does say now its website has moved to quadly.org. Although I'm on quadly.org. Nothing makes any sense anymore. 9/11 was when planes stopped being made of wood. Yeah. Although actually, I can understand why you can't bring water onto a plane made of wood because it will rot, won't it? We'll not do it. Bird, you're in Gamedal prison at the moment, Bird. All of your suggestions for pre-stream escapist games are being deranked by me. I was so late for tea. Bird is not being oppressed. This is called accountability. It's not oppression. By the way, let me make a note of the fact that it said not a number. I should make a note of that because that means something I thought works is broken. Or in fact, actually, if that's true, let me try test sub. Test sub, does that work? Yeah, not a number. That's a completely fake subscriber event that I put in so that I could test if something works. But it can't register the subscriber code. Well, why is that? What if hang on. I've never gone anywhere without a skull. Does that mean in my head? Oh, yes, because there's one in my head. Yes, a little riddle from me to me. I'm going to refresh the overlay. Surely you've ate your tea tonight. That's Bread Santa. Test sub? Oh, okay. Well, I'll try and get that working for next time. Also, to be fair, Sean is right. See? When the victim agrees. I mean, not the victim. My oppressor agrees. Oh yeah, and also, if you're just tuning in, I am restreaming this to YouTube because it was suggested to me that I could do that and it would cause no problems. And so far, I think it hasn't caused any problems. It seems like, as far as Twitch is concerned, everything exactly the same. And on YouTube, I can see that occasionally one person starts watching and after a bit stops. So that's a whole extra pair of eyeballs. YouTube would be good for your toxic pivot. Hey, there's perfectly normal stuff on there. Do you know the amount of POV I'm a train driving through Norway stuff's on there? It's actually for the normies. It's for normal people who sadly are mostly toxic. Let me just check one thing though, because it's now it's going into a service that then splits the video off into two locations. Um, I need to check what it's done to the latency. So as soon as you can hear this, please write into the chat stickle bricks, and then I'll be able to know how long that took. It's quite a while then. Well, that's our first stickle bricks. Oh, that's doable. That's doable. I think it's maybe added like a second on. That's impressively slight, isn't it? Stickle bricks. We got any stickle brick fans in? Oh, yes, I should have put in. Okay, we'll do a different test. Please, when you see this, please put in the chat the letter Q. Please put in Q when you hear this. You don't know what's King of Time. I would have put you up there at the top for knowing what a stickle brick is. What on earth are you talking about? What on earth are you? You don't even know what a stickle brick is. I think King of Time would have loved stickle bricks, but I do think Bird would have hated stickle bricks. And see if once you've seen them, you can work out why. Stickle bricks are like these things. They're for very young children. They're up there with Duplo from the earliest kind of attachable Lego things. And you can make things with stickle bricks. You can make this little guy. You can make a horse dog. You can make, I don't know what this is. I can't identify this. Let me know if you think you know what that is. I'm using Restream because if I don't use Restream, then essentially my upload bandwidth more or less doubles and it puts more strain on my GPU. It means I only do the encoding once, like a boss. Don't like these? KOT. That's fine. It just means I'm wrong. But I knew Bird wouldn't like them, so I'd say I'm 50% correct. I'm 50% right, as per. I was a Kinect kid. You went straight to Kinect. Restream shouldn't affect latency? Oh, this is maybe my normal latency. There always was a little delay. I was a Meccano kid. Oh, does anyone know the thing where you got to do like programmable lights? I didn't like necessarily Meccano or Kinect, but I got to do stuff where you'd program light arrays. I've never encountered another kid who had it. I think it was because my mom was a primary school teacher, and I think it was an experimental thing that maybe she got through like private industry trying to sell their things to schools. That was GCSE electronics? No. I got it in primary school. Did you have okay? In what age? In what year of education did you cultivate a rich inner life? Because I don't think I had anything close to that until I listened to Linkin Park in about year 9. And before that, I think up here was just Steamboat Willie, you know? All right, Harry. I mean, I think your job as a subtitler has allowed you to find out some stuff before anyone else. All right, we're going to go through Disorderly, When Taken, then we'll try Quardle, and then we'll do a bit of a zoom out as a gift to me, and then we'll go on to the main event, which, by the way, I'm getting into the habit, tell me if you like this or if you hate this, of just not telling you what the main event is. Previously, I used to be like, let's do a stream so that we can look at this thing or do this thing. But I think unless it's, I want at least one stream where I just don't say what it is at all, and that's probably for Friday. We're not doing a game door. I need to add 2 new non-permitted terms. My first name and Gamedor. We're not ever doing Gamedor ever again. I had a moratorium on Gamedor, and I allowed a little peak of kindliness, a little bit of compassion for Christmas, and it absolutely blew up in front of me. There's no such thing as a little Gamedor because I've become too skilled. I've become too good at it, and it never ends. We can't do never-ending games. We can't do games where you get punished for becoming elite level. Your first name, Crispin, and mine. It's still Christmas? Really? When does that stop? It's Christmas even earlier and earlier now. You know they've got cream eggs in Asda. Sean has gone dark game door. Well, I've gone dark on game door. I've turned the game door light off. The last person out of game door, please turn off the lights. 6th of Jan? Yeah, what happens then? I don't like this disorderly. This isn't one for me. Do you want a bit of burger? You can have burger. Just calm down. Listen to your burger, all right? Just give them a bit of burger. They'll calm down. Okay, so I can't do this. Yeah, we're being rude. Doesn't bother me. So let me just say, Toxic Morley. He's got 2 abilities. One is he never says sorry, and 2, and it will seem like it's the same thing, but it is distinct. Is he's not bothered about anything. That's Toxic Morley's 2 special attributes. Isn't Toxic Morley just Morley? Yeah, but at least then he was sort of an alter ego that I inhabited momentarily, but now it's just permanent. It's like when the Hulk turned red forever. I think that made the Hulk more annoying. I don't really know anything about Marvel. This sounds like regular Morley. I'll grant the transformation's there's been a long lead in, yeah. Why can't I access the Morley emote? I don't know. I don't know. Sort these celebrities by the number of times they've been married, starting with the most. I'm not qualified to do this. I don't think Britney Spears has been married that much. I don't think she's been married that much. Hasn't she been trapped in her dad's house for like 17 years? Michael Jackson? I don't know. Did he ever get married? I bet he's been married a lot. These people seem like lots of marriages. Nicolas Cage? I think he's probably had a surprisingly messy life. Or no, there's absolutely no way. He's going to be up there. I don't even really 100% know who this guy is. Could you see the mug again? Yeah, if you want to. I got it from Mono. Larry King is top. I'll trust. Sean has united with his Sasha Fierce and then a semicolon. You wouldn't understand this, Sean. It's about Beyonce. I'm still startled by the semicolon. I got my butt kicked on Scrandle today. I've never done one on Scrandle. Cage can't stop marrying? Well, let's get them both up there. Let's just run with this. This looks right to me. Yeah, hell yeah. Right. Oh, okay, great. That's pretty good. I'll accept a 2. I think a 2 is noteworthy and good. 1 is obviously excellent. 3, fine. 3 is the absence of not doing badly. Should we do whatever was last as well? I'm going to pick one I think I can do, though, because I know what my knowledge base is. And boy, is it narrow. I think someone's just got the YouTube tab on, but it's constantly saying someone's watching it. We did this one. I loved this one. Give me more about pigs. Let's just scroll down. Sort these things by when they were created. Sort human organs by their median weight. Now we're talking. Okay. I think the brain's going to be quite heavy. The heart is pretty dense. It's pure muscle. The lungs, it's mostly air, right? That's not a lot of... Kidneys are quite small, I think. The brain's really heavy because you've got all your thoughts. When I was in college, I saw someone convince another kid that USB sticks are lighter when there's no data on them. But our brain's heavier the more you know things. There's a lot of lung meat in there. There's 2 of them because they're quite big, aren't they? I think has anyone been to a Gunther von Hagens? Hands up if you've been to a Gunther von Hagens. Me and my sister went to a Gunther von Hagens with my mom, and she got really embarrassed because we started putting Snapchat filters on the bodies. And my mom said, that's really, really disrespectful. And I said, Gunther von Hagen stole a lot of these bodies without anyone's consent, and we're paying him, and now I'm being disrespectful. It was so funny putting Snapchat filters on the bodies. This was recent-ish. This was my sister's 18th, I think. We didn't take her to a Gunther von Hagens. We went to Amsterdam, and then we went to Gunther von Hagens when we were there. And she's now... Oh, God, this would have been like almost a decade ago. This would have been like 7 or 8 years ago. Did you go on the Hull ferry? No, Birmingham Airport to Schiphol, thank you. All right, brain probably very heavy. The lungs are massive, but the heart's pure muscle. It's going to be tough. It's going to feel like lifting up a little tire. Kidneys, they're not big. Liver's bigger than the kidney. And the spleen's nothing. The spleen just is like a little sprinkler. It just shoots a bit of insulin. Spleen's nothing. Ignore it. Unless it goes wrong. Liver's big and busy? Yeah, but come on. It's not breathing for you, is it? Let's go. Wow, I fucked up big time. Liver bigger than heart then, and then if the brain's not at the top, then it's number 2. And I guess the heart's little. If the brain's not at the top, then the heart's... Then these can't be swapped because the liver is wrong. So the liver needs to be up here. So I'm massively wrong at one of them. Well, the heart's not actually that big, maybe. Maybe the brain's not heavy. I'm really confabulated here. Please don't do medicine? Why? Why? Elaborate on that. Liver is big? What, bigger than the heart? Brain's mostly foam? Oh, it's just thoughts, isn't it? And they're immaterial. The brain house is the soul, which simply phase through the scale. This, I fucked up big time. That's actually embarrassing. So the liver weighs 1,500 grams. The lungs are almost half the weight of the brain. And then it's a massive drop off to heart and kidneys. Heart's really close to the kidneys. All right, I'm learning. Do you think you can feel the weight of your brain right now? Whenever I learn something new, especially if it's a big fact, it does feel like a little ball bearing's been thrown into a big bowl, you know? It feels a little bit like, do you know those 2p's that they'd encourage you to donate at the end of Asda? And you spin them round this spiral slowly so it goes in a hole. That's what happens when I learn a fact. Why are female livers bigger on average? I don't know. Something about reproductive capacity. At some point, they could end up with like another blood ecosystem inside them. So you've got to do a lot of filtering, maybe. But then that doesn't seem to be the case with other stuff. It doesn't actually... You'd think that would apply to more organs. I don't know. Yeah? Josie, can you please talk me through the moment you learned to sort of understand and comprehend sarcasm? How... Was it something that, like, clicked intuitively? Or were you subject to a really good explanation? More catnip. What do you mean? I just know I've got a reporter's instinct. I know where the story is. I know where the scoop is. I know where the human interest lies. The idea of someone like... I love aha moments where your understanding flips like a switch. When I was 14, I was watching an episode of Mock the Week and it just finally clicks. That's so good. That's so good. Happy New Year, Albrot. Oh, Albrot's here. Hello, Albrot. How are you doing? We've just done. We've just ranked the weight of these organs. Yes, congrats, Albrot. And you know what? You were very diligent on it because I thought the streams were going to get shorter and shorter and shorter until there could be a constitutional crisis of what constitutes a stream. No, it took us 3 goes. It's nothing to be. It's nothing to be happy with. Okay, here's when taken. This is the one where you have to decide when and where an image was taken. Morstel Linkerover. That's got a bit of a... Belgium. Belgium? That just says tram. New... Like, early 2000s Belgium? I tried When Taken on my own. It's hard. I got my whole family playing When Taken. And they absolutely rinsed me on it. Because we're just sat in a living room a lot of the time. These little games are actually incredible social lubricants for family. Oh, hello, hello. Excuse me. That's Belgium, right? So, I don't recognise this, though. The only Belgian city I know well is Brussels. Why is the tram on fire? Probably someone brought out a new kind of spicy crisp. This is how I'd advertise it. It must be for a crisp. Someone's holding something there. That's probably a packet of crisps. Is that not the French flag? This? No, there's no white on it. Admittedly, that looks blue. That looks blue, and I'd rather it didn't. But that's red, yellow, blue. That's not Belgium. Belgium is red, yellow, black, right? Oh, I don't know. I don't know any flags that like pertain to a less than national scope, you know? That looks blue, white, red. There's no white on here. There's blue. Follow, look with me. Blue, yellow, red. Because of the language on the tram. Yeah. I can't say for absolute sure, but Moortstel Linkeroever, that seems like Dutch. And this doesn't look that much like the Netherlands. Well, actually, why am I saying that? Maybe it is just the Netherlands. Why did I think Belgium in the first place? Just, I don't know, the signs on the trams and stuff. But then when I've been in the Netherlands, it's all been electronic. So where am I getting that from? But then look, these aren't Dutch flags. This is Belgium. This is Belgium. Can a Dutch tram lost in Belgium? Are there any tram services that go over the border, I wonder? This does look a bit of Brussels I went to. I don't recognise this big thing. And I just don't know of a big thing like this in Brussels. But do you know what? I haven't been everywhere, have I? I haven't been to Moortstel Linkeroever, so... also, I think 90s, can we see a person? You're ambiguous. You look like a business Dracula. Another person, driver. Nope, that's just a uniform. Probably hasn't changed that in 30 years. People, cars, 90s cars. 1996, 1997 cars. The cars say early 90s. People have cars from the early 90s, even in the late 90s. The flags say Belgium to me, so that's how it is. And that's how it is, you know. Oh, hang on. I mean, none of these are the places that are on the tram. Let's go north because it's more likely to be like... Look at these little lines, though, as well. Oh, that could be a train station. Jam has been trying to tell me that I'm colorblind. Or not. Well, she hasn't been trying to tell me I'm colorblind. There are just times we disagree over what color something is. And her explanation for the disagreement is that I'm colorblind. Which is then leveraged by the fact that men are more likely to be colorblind than women. So I just, based on that statistical average, I don't have a leg to stand on. Aren't there easy tests for that? Yes, I have. You keep saying, no, you're saying blue things are green, Jam. I did, listen, I'm in the middle of a story. I did do a test, but during the course of the test, which took over 15 minutes, the grammar and the test started to feel more and more machine translated. And at the end of it, it said pay £6 to get your results. And I didn't have the heart to do another test at that point. But during the course of doing the test, I didn't struggle with anything. It was all very simple. Antwerp. I've been to Antwerp, but I didn't clock that there were trams, so I didn't want to do it. But I feel all right about that. I can live with that. But you did conclude, I'm not colourblind. Thank you, Baldy. I've done a gig in Antwerp. It was underneath an 800-year-old distillery. And the guy who ran it, who allegedly is like the grandfather of the Flemish comedy scene, came over to work from Bristol. And he was a big fan of comedy. And was like, they don't do any comedy here. And he just created the scene. Hello, Maori. Thank you very much for the compliment and the uwu. Okay. Well, this is Niger. So that's done. And then this photography seems very crisp and modern and digital. But I'd even say like last year. Just pop it in Niger last year. Done. I think games would be harder. Games... What do you mean? What are you talking about? It would be harder to play games if you were colorblind? Yeah, that's why they have to add colorblind modes, right? One of these should be bigger than the others? Like one of these cities should have a bigger name? Is that Niamey? That's what I'm going to try. And I think it's last year. The photography just seems very balanced. Okay, 2019. And it was somewhere else in Niger. I'm happy with that. I can live with that. Niamey is the capital. Hello. So this is probably the Red Cross, right? So the flags here are a misnomer. Hang on. That's mad. That's mad. I've seen this building on a previous round of When Taken. I have seen this building before. I'm convinced I've seen this building before. 2024 is the year before last. Wow, want to feel old, hey? Try having a conversation about time on the 2nd of January. I have seen this building. I 100% have seen this building. Yeah, Jam, you remember this building when we were playing over Christmas? Was it Czechia? Yeah, what did we land on? We must have learned. Was it Czechia? We thought it was, but it wasn't. No, wasn't that... I think it must be Czechia. Poland? I don't know. I think we thought it was Czechia and then it was. I think we thought it was Czech. I think the fact we've seen it before is actually not that useful because we thought it was Czechia and then it was. No, can we ban? No, this is the year where we don't ban Oracle, okay? Oracle is being reintegrated into society. I think it's Czechia and I think it's 1963. I think we're going to bash this one out of the park. Let's just go Prague. Let's just go early 60s. Can I ban Oracle? Yeah, I could give you that power. There should be an amount of power that's below mod and it just lets you ban or unban Oracle. Yeah, it's a new year, Bird. If you can't make resolutions to improve your life, just make some arbitrary changes. You need to do some A/B testing. Oh, beautiful. Netherlands. This is 100% the Netherlands because I just happen to know that. It's Rotterdam. Yeah, easy. Okay, but when's it from? 2015. Who knows? 2016, 2015. Didn't you live there? Well, I didn't live here. I didn't even go to Rotterdam. And also because I lived in a country, I don't know every piece of architecture. But what I did do is I looked at all the interesting architecture in the entire country. So you are right, yeah. Yeah, 2006. It's just Rotterdam 2006. Easy peasy. They're really playing to the home crowd here. At some point, I'll show you some of the cool... I got really into social housing estates in the Netherlands, and some of them look amazing. Some of the coolest social housing I've ever seen, except for the best social housing, which is in Austria. when they let an artist make very curvy buildings. Jan will know more about that if she's in the room. Hello, Killian. How you doing? Okay. So, China. But where in China? And when in China? Those houses are blonked? That's fine. Fine to be blonked. My Mandarin is not very good. My traditional... This would have even been... Was this even before or after traditional Chinese became simplified Chinese? I am going to say... I don't know. Part of me wants to say Hong Kong, but I don't know if we would have expected some English to be here. So part of me wants to say Shanghai. Yeah, I think Shanghai. I don't think it's Hong Kong because I don't know. I don't know at what point Hong Kong would have been a bit more Britishified, but this looks like just Chinese people self-governing other Chinese people. There was a lot of European ingress into China during this entire period. So don't look at the architecture and be like, that looks European and therefore it's going to be Hong Kong. I think that's a reductive view of Chinese history. I think Shanghai, though. And I think 1910. Nope, that's the wrong number. Come on. Taiwan. Okay. Well, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. Did I do okay? It's respectable. It's all right. It's respectable. I'll live to see another day, won't I? Nothing's going to happen to me. I'm not going to be punished. So what's Quaddle? Oh! You're playing 4 games at once? Wow. Okay, this is the level of complexity I need to get me back into Wordle. It's not a disgrace. And even so, I've been searching for words for what my New Year's resolution is, but definitely immunity to shame is in there. Not embarrassment, by the way. I'm probably going to be as susceptible as that as ever, but shame's gone. Okay, so one of them ends in H. Fine with death is so ominous. I think D, T, and H are like very common consonants, and E and A, surely they're the most common vowels. Okay, big brain, big brain. Okay, so what's the strat here? You must be trying to get as much information about all of them all of the time. So we've got some useful information on the board for all of these. So I guess we want to try and... What's another? I think M. We want to maybe try something like names. Let's try that and learn more. I just can't do Wordle. Burns. It's really easy. Okay. I'm very curious on the bottom right-hand one where let me the important bit of information a bit small on your screen. Okay, so we need to do a guess that applies to as many things as possible. It's the dyslexia. Oh, that will do it. Someone suggested to me, as a dyslexic, could you tell me if there's any truth to this? That the problem with dyslexics is that they immediately rotate any object they see in their mind. And so it's hard to read because everything's spinning. Bottom right is probably Steam. I'll accept help. If we can just eliminate one, surely that helps, right? Bam, really good. Really good work. Okay, so we can just ignore one from there. Okay. Where do we have a lot of info? We've got the most info. Well, we've got greens on the bottom left, and we've got more confirmed letters being... Oh, no, we don't. We've got the most info about bottom left. All right. Death named Steam. Thunk. Thunk. Well, no, I want to concentrate on this, which definitely has an A and an S in it. But no T. So maybe we want like... Banks. Yeah, let's try Banks. Is that a good guess? It has an A in that position, it has an S in that position, and it has... Well, no, that's not a particularly useful guess, but maybe we'll learn something. Lol, no, but a common thing is that the letters will be rotated in your head. For me, it's like word blindness and mixing up. If I'm tired or reading something fast, it will just miss words or switch them, and there's something similar. Backs is better. Yeah, backs is better. Okay, launching. Okay, so we can probably crunch this out. And we learnt there's a B in the top left. Captain, this is really good. This is so much better than Wordle. We've all outgrown Wordle, I think. We've all become too heavy-brained. No K, then. You haven't tried any L? Oh, you think balls? You think it's balls? I really just thought it'd be balls. But we know there's an L in the top left. Top right is maybe thing. All right. I trust. I think you're all better at Wordle than me. Thong? Is it really thong? What else could possibly go there? It's got to be thong, right? Well, let's just get that cleaned up. And now we don't have a chance. There's not enough time left. No, it's not going to be thang. Is thang in the dictionary? Blush? Yes. I think you're probably right. Bald head back left. I think you're right on blush, but I want to think about bottom left, because if it was so close, it's BL blank blank S. BA. It's not blush? Yeah? Expand on that, Neck Nil. I'm not doubting you. I don't see the eyes through your world. Basis? Oh yes, there's an I. So why did I ever put thong in? Oh, thong was for someone else. Bears? Haven't we ruled out R? No, we haven't. But we have ruled out E. I think basis sounds good. And if it's not, we've lost. Okay, we're cooking. And now, why can't it be blush? Are we going to bet it all on blush? If I get my first chordal right, I'm going to be absolutely buzzing. I'm going to be on the moon. I'm going to be unassailable. Blush or nothing. Live big or die happy. You guessed the word. Blush, thong, basis, steam. That's it. That's the what for words that leads directly to my house. There's been a plot line on Coronation Street that has been... Does anyone mind about Coronation Street spoilers? Thank you. Yeah, W's in the chat for our collective dub. No one minds if I give you Corrie spoilers. There was... I love Coronation Street. I cannot believe it. We used to put... the idea was Corrie would like... get us through a lunch where we had nothing to do or something. It was just something that might add as a bit of filler. We often, when we would sometimes have like lunch and we didn't know what to put on, we'd like look for a YouTube video, but you know what that's like. That's a nightmare in itself. And so we had no expectations for it. But now Coronation Street is the highlight of the day. We used to watch like our proper telly show with dinner. We have a nice dinner and we'll watch like a proper 45-minute long drama. And that's the thing we're supposed to look forward to. I look forward to Corrie. Corrie's so good. Is anyone considering watching Corrie? Because I cannot stress enough that it absolutely rules. But you need to be prepared, right? Corrie is a television show that is written in such a way that you could have early onset dementia and still follow it. And I'm not saying that to joke around. I genuinely think that's part of how they write it. Everyone lays things out quite clearly. The emotions aren't disguised by layers of like intention. If someone's angry, they always show it, even if it would be mad to get angry. If someone's sad, they start crying. It's nice and simple. Everyone's position on the emotion wheel is like flashing red at all times. But the plot lines, Corrie is so easy to dip to because, like I say, they're writing it like you have a degenerative issue in your brain. So people recap quite a lot and they're like, oh, you must be talking about Debbie's brother, Carl. You know, they lay things out quite nice and easily and the dialogue never gets too complicated. What people say roughly what they're thinking in a way that's sort of strangely straightforward. It's like how Netflix execs want to over-explain everything now. Yeah, but... And it's still... I can only presume there's a corner of the tabloidosphere which is complaining about Corrie being woke, because it feels like in the current media ecosystem, it's like extremely woke. Everyone's gay. Everyone in it's gay. At least now, like of the 4 or 5 ongoing plot lines, 3 of them involve homosexual relationships. And we seem to live in a world where homophobia has just long been defeated. And I think they've just sort of given up on anyone on the street, like being racist or anything. So all kind of those social problems are gone. It's now purely like he's stealing, she's kidnapped someone else, he's gone into a coma, he needs to get to his physio, he's writing mysterious love letters to another woman whose son is in prison. These guys are in abusive relationships. Corrie had a trans character back in the 90s, and when I went to the Granada Studios walk-on tour for Coronation Street, I met her. She actually popped out of Roy's Rolls as an intentional jump scare. Yeah, it was Hayley. Yeah, I can't remember. She died in her bed at some point. It was very sad. She was very sweet. And the actress who played her scared me once. I did a Corrie tour. When did you go? I would have been a child. Corrie was our household's soap of choice before I went to uni. And I went to uni in 2009. So I was probably a regular watcher at the very least 2007 to 2009. But I didn't watch it when I went to uni because I'm grown up now and I don't care about Roy's Rolls. But now I'm 36 and I love Coronation Street. You were Richard Hillman era. Absolutely, I was. I was when there used to be a goth on the street, and now there is again. That's been nice. In 2008, one of the Webster's kids became a goth, and Sally Webster could not handle it. But now, a goth works behind the till at Roy's Rolls, and no one bats an eyelid. So, like, you can see social change reflected in all the small decisions. They've got a South Asian street food restaurant there. Looking forward to Corrie now? Honestly, I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less. I was bought into the theory that Roy was actually going to be part of the romantic Corriedale crossover, and now that that's more or less been debunked, I see it as an inconvenience to my life. They are, yes, there's going to be a crossover. Everything's Fortnite now, Oracle. Soaps are horrid though, because you'll stop watching for a while and suddenly the baby you watched be born is a character with plot lines. Isn't that wonderful though? There's something I've always aspired to watch, which possibly only Josie Hypatia will be familiar with. I've just never put away the time for it, but there's this series called Heimat, which is a very famous, in Germany at least, chronicle of films that chronicles the life and people of a single village in Germany from 1910s or 1920s. And it's told through films all the way up until, I want to say 70s, possibly the 80s, maybe even the 90s. I watched some of the first one, thought it was good, but I just didn't put aside the requisite time to sort of stay in it. But stuff like that absolutely rules. Also, Coronation Street reminds me... It reminds me quite a lot, and I've already said this, but I'm going to say it again because it's my stream. It reminds me a lot of Star Trek The Next Generation, in that it's so overtly woke and progressive in its politics, and it's so intentionally socially informative. They currently, at the moment, have two characters that are in an abusive relationship, and a character that's a solicitor has advised a gay priest on how to use there's a certain law you can use to request information from the police to get a background check on someone who you might think is abusive. And they're saying it very clearly to each other in front of the cameras, and they're giving advice to each other on how to like deal with how to intervene or what to do or what not to do if you think someone's in an abusive relationship. It's the only other show that's been as heavy-handed in how it wanted you to alter your behavior in the way you view other people is Star Trek The Next Generation. Is the gay priest still about? He is, but I hate his beard. I don't like this very severe beard cut. Maybe I'm just living too much in the era of the taper, but this like heavily contoured beard, the beard is vile, thank you. I think it can work if you're a 32-year-old Muslim guy. I think that kind of beard sculpting can look mega, but he's Anglican, which is endlessly going to work against him. And I don't know, but, you know, if he helps Todd and Theo sort it out. The other thing it reminds me of is Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Legend of the Galactic Heroes is the best anime ever made. Sorry, everyone, but it's really, really for boys. It's probably the biggest boys show there ever was. But it's absolutely filled with characters and plot lines that you need to remember everyone on. I think it's got like over 200 named characters, but it's only like 130 episodes long. And the only thing with that dizzying requirement to be constantly Wikipedia slop-pilled is Coronation Street. John, it is the best anime ever made. See this guy here at the top, right? Ignore the obvious fash iconography of this blonde guy here. But see this guy up at the top, Yang Wen Lee. He's possibly one of my favorite fictional characters of all time. He absolutely slaps. What a guy. He's my friend. But it is a commitment. It's up there with Heimat of like, it is a commitment. It's so slow. You will never... Can you imagine a show about ships firing lasers at each other that would dare to be so slow it takes 50 episodes before you care at all? It's so good. Anyway, that's Culture Corner with Sean Morley. Blonde has big Griffin energy. Oh, yeah. I wonder if they're like concurrent. They could be like concurrent things. So this was based on a series of sci-fi novels that came out in the 1970s that then became a series of original video animations that you could only get if they were sent to you on a videotape if you were part of a book club. You keep describing something terrible and saying it's so good. Welcome to 2026. Actually, welcome to the cornerstones of my personality, because this is nothing new at all. All right, and now a little bit for me. And now some fun for Sean. This is Zoom Out. It's very simple. You just see a screenshot of a video game, and you have to say what game it is. Yes, they did make a remake of it, and I think it's available on Crunchyroll. And you know what? The remake's not that bad. Why would I recommend that? I recommend the original. I keep meaning to suggest Andy's Hotter or Not a Higher Lower game. Am I done with dulls as in like I'm fed up with them, or am I done with dolls for for this evening's stream? Daggerfall. What can we see? We can see there's a robed individual, potentially. That's how I'm interpreting that shape. But they're saying that. I thought it was a robed individual, but I was somehow interpreting this as an arm. Although, you know, by rights, the shoulder should be up here. Welcome, Raiders. Hello, Rosemary. How are you doing? I'm using a slightly different... I am using a different plugin on my OBS to normal. So tell me if this shout out goes through correctly. Yeah? Not a fan of the king? He'll be dead soon. That just didn't work, huh? Can a mod do a shout out? I think some of the that's just coming through as a message, isn't it? That's not. Is that going through? Yeah, but he's not well though. I know it's no. I need to. Maybe I need to just go into my own Twitch chat via another medium and do it myself. All right, love to have TV problems, honestly. Is this Charlie 3? Yeah, Carolingian. Well, I'm glad to hear you're still setting the world to rights. You have to wait. Oh, hang on. I have to wait 39 minutes, 59 minutes, 31 seconds before giving another shout out. That mean it. Thank you, Josie Russell. Very kind of you. Yeah, absolutely fuck the king. My nan was insistent that we watch the King's Speech this Christmas. And I don't think I've ever watched, apart from when one of our friends in the chat leaked the Queen's speech like 24 hours ahead of time. And I felt like I had to watch it though because it was illegal. But I don't think I've ever watched the monarch's speech before, really. It's kind of fascinating in that it's absolutely nothing. You just have to sort of summarize the year with vagaries and then just stop talking after a bit. That's how they got people eating potatoes? I'd do anything if it was illegal. You could tell me the most boring thing in the world, and then if you said the next day it's illegal, I would take an interest. It's inherently interesting to break the law. That's obvious, you know. That's not as profound as I hoped it would be. The Queen was always crowbarred in a good segue to Jesus being born. Yeah. They should add more meaning to Christmas, you know? At the moment, it's just gifts and Jesus, but I think it can take 2 more meanings. If they could, I think they should invert the Earth's magnetic pole every 25th of December. Okay, Daggerfall. It's not. Oh, is it? I mean, it's not a Phoenix Wright, is it? No, probably not. Is it a broken sword? We bring back the new law. We should call it the old law now. Yeah, well, if not illegal, easily a sackable offence. Easily sackable. That's the first baby step to illegal. Definitely not broken sword. This kind of appellations and the character design reminds me a bit of a Phoenix Wright antagonist. Could always be Disco? Absolutely 1,000,000% not. Let's try not the original Phoenix Wright though. I'm gonna guess like Trials and Tribulations. Okay, but in fairness, having seen them all, the entire character design, they do look like a Phoenix Wright prosecutor. Even down to the thin red tie. Fire Emblem, no. We're counting that out. It isn't. It's not a mad guess. The only downside of it, in fact, is that it's wrong. Employees will sack you if you don't break the law, though. It depends on the law. if the law is don't open fire on civilians, then yes, you have to do that to keep your job. And look, everyone needs to get that bread. You know, if it's don't steal military secrets so that it could be given to Palantir, you're going to have to do that to keep your job, you know. You got to get that bread. Everyone's got a mortgage to pay. It's an investigations game? What do you mean, bird? Ace Attorney Investigations? Okay. Well, all right. Well, I'll trust you because my gut was telling me the same thing. When I saw the guy, I was like, Ace Attorney Investigations 2? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it still looks like one. It literally looks like a Nintendo DS era visual novel-y thing. But it doesn't... It would have told me if it was part of this. Could be another snake. Could be Escape from New York. I don't know. I don't know what this is. I've got a clue. No one here knows, do they? Should we just lose? 999? Yeah, shall I ring the police and see if they know? I need an ambulance. I can't do zoom out. 0 escape. 9 doors, 9 whatever. Don't even know what you're talking about, but let's go. 9 doors. 0 escape. Wow, it is. Is 0 escape good? It looks very Phoenix Wright. All right, what do we got? I should know this. This guy looks like something. This guy looks like Final Fantasy. This is a Japanese game based entirely on these flowing bits of cloth. This game is Japanese. But I can't really think what that is. This looks space? I mean, there's an orb, but ever since Final Fantasy X, Square Enix love a big orb. I think that's the end of Final Fantasy X? You know what I mean? You know what I mean, though? Oh, yeah, by the way, well done, Robot. You did it. This is a biggie, no doubt. I think Final Fantasy X, I can't quite picture it, and I can't also make sense of this up in the top left. But this kind of flowing robes, there was a real bizarre design shift into Final Fantasy X, which I've learned to find very beautiful, but at the time I hated, which was just like, if you want something to seem powerful, it's just covered in lines. It's just covered in like geometric art. At the time, I didn't want that. I wanted things to be black mages. But now I think actually it's pretty good. Let's try Final Fantasy X. I understand even less what I'm looking at. Oh, Clair Obscur, Clair Obscur, Clair Obscur. Right? It's a weird Clair Obscur thing. Yeah, okay, Clair Obscur. Okay, okay. All right. We're back. We're so back. Too pixelated. I don't know. Who's this? Who's this? Mega Man? It looks a bit Mega Man-y. And the joy with Mega Man is that there's so many games, possibly every character design you could conceive of, that looks a bit superhero-ish. Earthworm Jim? I don't know. You like this guy? I don't like his big plastic head. Double Dragon? You think so? This plastic guy? Marvel vs. Capcom? No, this is a little grunt. You'll shoot 50 of these guys on the way to the boss. He's here just to fire one slow-moving projectile and then get kicked in the head. It's not plastic. No, it's hazardous materials to keep acid off of him. Boogerman. Boogerman has more of a hand-drawn style. I'm familiar with Boogerman. I went to Blockbuster every weekend. I've seen all the shite the Mega Drive has to offer. Shovel Knight, pixel density too high, buddy. But I don't know what it is. What's that really good treasure game where you've got loads of different weapons that you can have? I can't remember the name of it. Gunstar Heroes. Could it be Gunstar Heroes? Anyone want to stop me from typing this in? Streets of Rage? He's too plastic. The plastic makes me think there's projectiles more in this game rather than roundhouse kicks. I don't know what's going on. I almost feel like it's oh, hang on. Big rocket launchers on the floor. What game has rocket launchers in it? Not Contra. I almost feel like it's an X-Men. Something about this guy's design feels like American superheroes rather than Japanese robot fighting, you know? Yeah, and he has just been kicked in the groin. It makes me think X-Men. I want like X-Men 1993 or X-Men. We want like X-Men 1993. This could be an arcade X-Men. I think I'm wrong. A Metal Slug, or I don't know what we're doing. I now am starting to think it's a beat 'em up. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all right. But I mean, it's not the NES one. So you mean the 2003 one? Why not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I guess I'm not familiar with the title you mean. It's not the NES one. Is it one of these? I need some guidance if we're trying to guess Tumnut. See, I know Streets of Rage enough to be skeptical. There's a ray gun. There's a bunch of like surface to air missiles. There's a leather shoe coming out of the side here. So we have people with normal shoes in this world. Then also there's sort of, I think that's a woman kneeling. So maybe she's in the mech controlling the mech. So maybe that's our player character. Maybe there's a player, it looks arcade era. It looks arcade. But then I think you can play as a woman who's in some sort of combat action encounter suit, and you can get into a mech and you can long distance punch through that. Is the robot on the left the player character? I think the player character is tucked into the robot. I think the player character is driving the robot. Does the robot have toes? No. I'm fairly confident that the robot is supposed to have like normal bipedal stumps. I don't know what it is. Should we just try a Streets of Rage? Should we just try like Streets of Rage? Apparently there wasn't a Streets of Rage 3. Yeah. It's an obscure Metal Slug? I don't know. Running around kicking people in the balls with a robot's arm. Arm kicking. I mean, we got to put something in. We need more data. I'm going to put in Streets of Rage 2. It's not that, though. I can't bring myself to do it. Let's put in Metal Slug. Metal Slug 2. That's Captain Commando on the left. Yeah, is that someone you know? Is that one of your mates? Captain Commando? I know it's not Streets of Rage 2. My issue is I don't know what it is. Well, wow, it is Captain Commando versus Wookiee. I don't know what this is. Oh, the year is 2026 and the world is filled with crime.
Captain Commando and his 3 faithful commando companions rise up to erase crime from planet Earth and from the galaxy. This game is
I'll read this in my normal voice. This game is a futuristic side-scrolling beat-em-up. Among its unique features are the option for full simultaneous co-op play and the ability to control mecha suits scattered on the stages. That's pretty good. It's the New Year special. Oh, come on. Come on. Who would be so cruel at this time? I think maybe a vigilante. Mage Arena? You want me to type that in? Because I will. I don't know any better. It's not a game. You've made it up. In Magicka? I mean, this could be anything. Disco? Yeah, maybe. Shall I put it in? Okay, we're looking for a game. I don't know if you've ever played a game that has particle effects and sometimes darkness. What? No, I mean, well, I guess it can't be because it doesn't have it in its database. Skyrim, I don't know. I think we should think pixel arty because if nothing else, these dots seem a bit square. Epic Mickey, Kingdom Hearts. I mean, Kingdom Hearts loves some particles, doesn't it? You can't keep them away from having a few particles. We'll just go for Kingdom Hearts 1. I'm sure they're always portraying bits of light and energy. Tetris Effect. If this was Tetris Effect, there'd be probably more light, less dark. Feels like a 3D Unity bad graphics game. Yeah, like the soul of a dead warrior in like Battle Bit Theater or something. Thank you, Buzz Josie. Thank you for the resubscription. 49 months.
Can't see any cylinders here.
There are some cylinders. No cylinders. Then what do you call this little tag that lets you keep your freezer food fully sealed? Although it's not really, is it? It's. Can you be a square-faced cylinder? Is that possible? That's not a cylinder? I don't think you have to be round to be a cylinder. I think that's 2025 thinking. We're in 2026 now. I call that a clip. Yeah, it's a cylinder that clips. Yeah, it's an irregular folded trapezoid. Or, as people on the street say, normal people, put in layman's terms, a square-faced cylinder. What's the side bit of cylinder? It's a square-faced cylinder. So you can call it a squillinder, maybe. Yeah, a squillinder. Just Kingdom Hearts 1. We'll learn more in a sec. No, what's Spiritfarer? Could it be Spiritfarer? Is there any chance it's Spiritfarer? People say trapezoid to me all the time. I never get that. Be a north-south thing, honestly. We just call a square-faced cylinder a square-faced cylinder. We don't need any of those fancy additional words. We don't need Latinate-derived geometric terminology. We just draw the shape with our fingers and say one of them. Spiritfarer, that's got love in it and harmony and stuff. It's not. Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot here. I mean, I don't know. Is it like forming a shape I ought to recognize? Everything's got Ori and the Blind Forest. It's the right coloured little dots, isn't it? I accidentally wrote in Ori Blinder, but that would be a good game name. Oh, Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds. Imagine getting that off of the original image. You'd have to be mad. Oh, well done, Dr. Plem. Me and you share the gold trophy. What floor is it? What floor is this? This is the floor from I Am Bread. Oh, that is a game. Hi, Gregor. Thank you for including me in the main hello. Half-Life? I don't know. The original Half-Life, it looks a bit too shiny. It's got a bit too much light reflections, you know? See how the light looks here and how it looks here? You'd never get that in the original Half-Life. American McGee's Alice? I don't think you'd have a tiled kitchen floor in there, would you? If this is chess, I'll feel very silly. Or maybe it is. No, there isn't a single game called chess. There's loads of chesses. In fact, there aren't. You put in chess and your options are Battle Chess, Commander Keen, Chippendale Rescue Rangers 2, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. This isn't a chess sort of environment. Battle Chess? You're really stuck on chess. Battle Chess was from 1988. You'd just have top-down squares. You wouldn't have this 3D view. Is this the board from the end of Inscription? I don't think so, but I want to see more of the image. We've got our aiming reticule. We've got an aiming reticule and we have the edges of the board. It is a chessboard. But we have an aiming reticule and we can't ignore that. This is Metal Gear Solid 3 Chess Edition. Magnus Carlsen's Metal Gear Solid 3. You know, I've been watching loads of, I don't know why, but TikTok keeps showing me up videos of Magnus Carlsen being rude to people. And part of me it's got me thinking, being really skilled at something just makes you toxic, doesn't it? Like, if you're not good at anything, you're below average at basically everything, you have no choice but to be humble. You don't have anything you can do about that. But if you become world class at something, like actually objectively the best, there's nothing that's going to hold you back from becoming an arsehole, is there? There's absolutely nothing that's going to stop you becoming a bit fetid, a little bit gone. Your essential link to human beings is going to be severed because you're up a mountain, you know? It's made me think that even aspiring to be heavily skilled at something is quite toxic. Like, do you know any world-class skilled people who are incredibly down to earth? Is this why you've gone toxic? No, I'm trying to be, me becoming toxic is part of my commitment to be not getting too skilled at being nice. That's a good answer, Rosemary. I'm actually going to try and degrade a lot of my skill. One of my New Year's resolutions is to identify the places where I'm most skilled and then degrade those skills. Learn, like, try to internalize completely wrong lessons. Is there a form of unteaching? Like, can you unlearn things? Like, let's say you know how to ride a bike and you sincerely want to stop knowing that. Is there anything you can do? Brain damage? I think that's a bit different to what I'm thinking of. Because I don't know how the brain works. I keep asking people, how does the brain work? But then the conversations always go on too long for me to get much from it. But I think if you've learned how to divide, if you like your 7 times table and you get brain damage, I think it's in there, but you just can't get there, you know? It's like if I live on the other side of a river to something and someone blows up the bridge, I haven't unlearned anything. I just can't access it. You can learn a mutually incompatible skill. Elaborate on that, Oracle. That drug people take in South America. What you're saying? If I take enough ayahuasca, I could unlearn how to ride a bike. You could always learn to fall off a bike. I think I already knew that. What if you learn a bad technique but learn a good technique now, which replaces the old technique? Well, this is very close to what I'm thinking. But let's say you learn to play a guitar or you learn an instrument. You learn the technique that makes the sounds that come out of the instrument sound good. But then what if you learn and then completely instill into muscle memory something which sounds bad, and now you can't play the guitar? Just stop pedaling? No, the problem isn't what I do. I can manually fall off a bike. Believe me, that's no trouble. That's no problem. It's more I want to not know how to ride a bike. Because as it is, I'm someone who knows how to ride a bike and I know how to fall off a bike. But I want to eliminate the first bit. Maybe keep the second bit. Although I don't need to learn the second bit if I don't know the first bit. I think it requires a third party to make you unlearn something or learn bad techniques via things like shock therapy. Really? That's it, but it's not unlearning, it's additive. Okay, so Oracle, you agree with my assessment that you have to force a bad technique on top of an existing skill set, and then you could just fuck up your ability to do something. You can let skills go fallow or extinguish them. Can you speak more on that? What's the difference? Because they say you never forget how to ride a bike. I think that's not true. I think that does atrophy a bit. Just learn every other thing on Earth. It does. Oracle, since you know so much about the brain, can you learn so much you end up forgetting stuff faster? Like, there must be a maximum limit to the amount of memories you can make. And I know at the moment, I do feel like I'm like a big bowl of memories, and more memories come off here and then some memories go off here, because I don't remember things that happened when I was 21 that well. And honestly, I don't remember things that happened last year that well. I think I'm just turning to normal slurry, really. What do we think this is from? Crisis. I don't know. Did we get any guesses on this? I'm sorry, I really took us off topic. Gears of Chess? Yeah, all right. Being stressed for a long time can affect memory? Okay, that's good. I can do that. Okay. So what you do is you learn something about a science you have access to, and then you take a big drug so you don't make permanent memories while you learn. Yeah. I mean, I could take a drug and then learn, and then in the morning I don't remember anything. But I'm talking about stuff I already know how to do. I'm not saying how can I learn something in a way that it won't form permanent memories. I'm saying how can I unlearn the things I already know. Sean would love to get so clever he turns into a USB stick like Scarlett Johansson at the end of the film Lucy. How does that work out for her? Although I guess it happens at the end. You don't really know, do you? Just rolls credits. I struggled to remember last year. That was only 3 days ago. It's mad how little I remember. I want to learn recall techniques. I think the problem is I probably should have started learning recall techniques a long time ago. So I could put the memory in the right place. But now, if I wanted to learn better recall techniques, I'd probably have to take all the memories out and then put them in manually and mindfully. But I don't know how to take them out because I don't know what I know. I don't even know what I know. How am I supposed to tidy up? Imagine you're supposed to tidy your house, but you can't even see the dirt. You can't even perceive the dirty dishes. Get your ass to Mars? That'll just kill me outright. Gravity would probably mess up bike riding completely. Gears of War or something. You have a mind palace, but it's full of insincere thoughts. I don't think I have a mind palace or insincere thoughts. I am filled with incredibly sincere and earnest thoughts. I just don't remember what they are. It's not that. It's a camera. Fatal Frame 2. Fatal Frame 2. What am I looking at? Genuinely, what is this? Doom? Doom the Dark Ages? What is this? Chess. Yeah, it is. But I've got a big gun, though, so it just makes me think it's not standard chess. I see that it's chess. Is it chess? Hang on. Rook. Bishop. Knight. King. Queen. Bishop. Knight. Rook. Yeah, it's chess. Gun chess. Hello, the Big TN. I work as an engineer. A part of my job is calculation of how often systems fail. It is common practice to assume someone who is trained and experienced has a 1 in 100 fail rate. If you have been trained to push buttons in an order, it gets factored in that you'll get it wrong 1% of the time. So no matter how competent it is, you're never going to get someone's failure rate less than 1%. I mean, that sounds right. That sounds right. The thing that I find interesting is because we've digitized a lot of our systems, but regardless, there's always a human being somewhere in there. There's some person inside the mechanical Turk who, makes sure it works or acts as a safeguard. But a lot of the safeguards, a lot of the systems assume a kind of infallibility. So if something breaks, like, let's say, as an end user, as a consumer of many products in the world which are digital, whenever it breaks and I'm trying to contact customer support, there's a general skepticism that, like, they made some kind of a mistake and I'm not insane. I honestly do think entropy is very reassuring. Imagine someone told you that everything that's ever been made is going to be like that forever. I think I would find that more distressing than I do the potential heat death of the universe. Hello, Fluff Weasel. How are you doing? How are you feeling? How's your mind? How's your soul? How is your future? What game do you... No, actually, forget all those questions. What game do you think this is? And please don't say chess. When I was a kid, entropy did my head in. I hated it. I found it gave me the ick. Chess. I think it's Doom the Dark Ages. I think they were like, God, what's medieval that we can put in Doom? And they were like, chess, Doom the Dark Ages. Oh, is that not a game? I guess I made it up. I guess I made it up to trick you. You've passed the entropy line. It can't be chess, all the pieces are gone. John, if you've ever seen the beginning of a game of chess, it looks like this. Oh, chess 2's going to go so hard. Chess 2's really going to wipe us all out. Einstein said, I don't know what chess 2 will be like, but chess 3 will be played with sticks and stones. Drafts? Chess. It's not chess. We've got a big gun. I think the gun is our clue. The big gun. You think it's going to be, Bioshock Infinity? Infinite. I don't know. I don't have a clue. Has anyone seen this heads-up display? I've got a chill clip. Maybe that means I do freezing bullets. It's that. Oh, Warframe. Warframe. Is it Warframe, everyone? Everyone, is it Warframe? Is it Warframe? Once it's in permanent memory, it's there forever. That's not how it feels. That's not my qualitative experience of someone with a memory. Destiny 2. Never played it. Yeah? It is. It's Destiny 2. Thank you. We haven't failed one yet, I think. Have we? No, I think we failed some. Well done, John. Can we get a WD JC and a WD robot coop? Just be grateful that we get anything. We did this. We did this one. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. We didn't do this one. Paper Mario. Paper Mario, the Origami King. But Mario is part of the name. It was released before 2020. Okay, Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door. Oh, Mario Galaxy. Man, an embarrassment there. That's a surprise because it's absolutely not a Christmas scene. Oh, and then we're back to what we've got. Forget I said Animal Crossing? I don't know how. I don't know how. No one will tell me how. I've been doing my best to learn. I want to know how not to know, you know? Imagine you really had a door for 1,000 years. Josie's imagining there's no entropy posting again. We're off on that. We are entropy acceptors now. We've moved forward. We've moved beyond. We welcome the black holes. I honestly, I think it's good to have some beliefs that aren't backed up by evidence, but are just beneficial to you mentally to have. And one of mine is I think there's something really good in black holes. I think there's something amazing in there. Obviously, I'm not volunteering to go in, but reassuring, if one was coming. If one was coming, I'd feel great about that. All right. Who wants a 5-minute break for me to get a cup of hot drink? And then we'll be back for the main event. Then we're here for real life. Thank you, everyone who has stuck around this far. Goodbye to the people who inevitably will click off when I go away for 5 minutes. But that's what I must do because I want a hot drink. It's Smimogen's biscuit break. Yes, exactly. See you in 5, which I'm actually going to set at 6. Hello, I'm back. I have a new hot drink and I'm feeling better than ever. Sorry for talking about entropy and about how to degrade my mental faculties. I'm fine now. I've grown up and I no longer want that. Thank you, Rosemary. Is that because it went kathunk when I came in? Very happy with that. I stole the idea of a sound effect on scene transitions from the Nintendo Switch Direct. It's so effective. Just put a sound effect on and it makes a noise. It feels like you're physically moving somewhere, like you've had to shift the big door of a big prefab maths classroom. Sorry, I'm actually fine now being unbanned. Everything I talked about in the first half of the stream was an intellectual exercise. Thank you for helping me think through it. I'm back now and I'm normal. What's the restorative hot drink? Is it malty? It's a Rooibos tea poured on top of about 10% cold chicory fake coffee. It's gonna be rank. I didn't want to drink the cold stuff, so I just made new hot stuff on top of it. He's already forgotten the first part of the stream. I wish. It's seared into my memory. My short-term memory is blazing bright like the eye of Sauron. Please add haptic feedback to your scene transitions. Yeah, it should make your entire living room shake like it's an earthquake. Oh yeah, I talked about this during the last stream, but since more of you are here now, let's go over this system that I'm insisting upon. So I think I figured out what the nuts and bolts of this new What Should Sean Stream thing, whereby I've made a web page, seanmull.com/whatnext, and the idea is some of you, probably 1% of you maybe, will have good ideas for things that will make good future streams. And you can submit an idea and you can also vote for your favorite ideas. And I have set a stream goal, a concurrent subscriber goal, which sadly is broken. And you're supposed to be able to see it whenever anyone new subscribes. But currently it's just not working. But I'll fix it for the next stream. And here's the idea. If I ever meet that goal, I will pick one of the top 5 ideas on here by votes. These are all sorted by amounts of votes received by others. And I will do one. I'll turn that into a dedicated stream. And then I will also purge 50% of the ideas total from the pool. Because let's face it, some of these should never see the light of day. They're funny to consider. Like, I don't necessarily actually want to make a clam chowder on a Tuesday. I don't necessarily want to talk about farting for 3 hours, you know? But of the purged ideas, you will then be given an opportunity to rescue one from the bin. And that's the idea. Was that a grave digging stream? No, it was just a digging stream. What has Sean Morley buried this week? Can you find it and dig it up? Exactly, it's the pardoned turkey. Wish I was the pardoned turkey, frankly. All right. Well, it's 9:30. Should we just put on a game and just hang out? You know, all the stress of the dulls is over now. It really does feel like we can just chill out. I have a fine Parsons nose. Pardon from what? Deletion, goneness, being gone. Let's hang out. Thanks, Coyote. Okay, here's what we're doing. Let me get the game up. This is almost certainly a one and done game, as in we'll look at it for one stream and then put it away. I don't think it will see us through more than one. Oh, thank you, the big TN. Thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. I hope you're doing well. Okay, let's bring the game in. Is that going to work? Yes, brilliant. We're in. Then let's bring the audio in for the game. And that should work too. But I'm going to rejig it because this is going to be a 4-3 game. because this is a Dreamcast game. Oh yeah, there's the borders of the 4-3. Yeah, it's fully insane.
Well, it's unlikely to be a homicide case. We'll get to the bottom.
I don't think it'll be scary.
What are you talking about, Chief?
Yeah, and I think we're just gonna have to do it that way.
I'm Meg. Please, you have to help me.
I'm Egg. So I learnt recently that they made a notoriously bad video game of The Ring. Now, I'm quite a fan of The Ring, actually, and I've been considering rereading the books. I've read the original 1991 Koji Suzuki books, and I learnt recently they made loads more. He wrote loads more books, but none of them have official translations beyond like the 4th or the 5th one. Hello, Catbox. And the ring gets into a weird position where like the books follow their own story, and then the films, the original Japanese films, invent a different story that I guess more filmic, and then the American films draw on the Japanese films but also go in a third direction. And then in the middle of all that, where they were really trying to franchise this, Infogrames North America, which I don't know who actually produced or developed this, but this game is released. And the opening cutscene is just very good. And I don't know how much fun the game will be, but the cutscenes are 100% going to be worth it. Oh, is it just repeating this? No, go into the game. Although, this is worth just appreciating again. Yeah, this was made by Infogrames. Infogrames is actually quite famous. Sometimes things with bad names just get big anyway.
Virus, what are you talking about, Chief?
Sometimes you can just be called Infogrames. People can't stop you.
I'm Meg. Please, you have to help me.
I'm Egg. Please, you have to help me. You know, I'm intrigued. Come on, then. Great menu noise. What do you think they want that to sound like? Like a duck, like Donald Duck. That's so good. Let's see what options we've got. Why is it a squishy noise? I think we're going to have a good time. Okay, we've got camera type A, type B. The camera will be in fixed locations and always following the player. What do you mean? How can it be in fixed locations and follow the player? How are those two things compatible? The camera will follow the player. The camera will see what the player... I probably will change this later once I know what kind of game it is. And I don't have any options regarding vibration. Fine. It just doesn't need to be that sound.
Robert, you get the job?
Yeah, I'll be working with you starting tomorrow, so I guess I'll be seeing you soon.
Really? That's great. So why don't we go out for a celebratory drink?
Okay. I'll get ready.
Promise?
Promise. Bye for now. Well, who the hell does she think she is? She hasn't any idea of how important this project is. But
Look at this guy's head contours. Oh, he's got ringed.
Oh, Robert, he didn't sound so pleased, even though it's been quite a while since we spoke. He's absolutely Mr. Thickhead. Even on my
He's
last
absolutely
birthday.
Mr. Thickhead.
Well, today's the day. He has to make up for it.
You on a taxi again, please? 2429, 2429, come in.
What?
Oh no. She's going to find out he got rang.
Robert?
Yeah, and I think we're just gonna have to do it that way. And that's just a... Hey! Hey, miss. No, I'm sorry, you can't come in here. You're gonna have to get out of here. Or do you live here?
What's happened, officer?
What's happened, officer? No,
What's happened, officer?
Do you live here? Hello? Miss?
Watch out!
Robert?
Hello? Hey. Hey, stop, lady.
No, I can't believe it's Robert. No.
This rules.
You okay, lady?
What's happened, officer? Like he can't understand that question.
Like, hey man, what's happening here?
Hold on a moment, sir.
I know the two of them. They're friends. What happened? I don't believe this.
I see.
Oh, Meg.
Could you explain your relationship to either her or the victim?
Yeah, I know the two of them. They're both my friends.
We need this
I'm
guy
Jay, and this is
IMDb
Robert's
page.
girlfriend, Meg.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm
What
sorry.
happened to Robert?
Actually, we don't yet exactly know what happened to him this evening.
You don't know? Isn't this a murder?
Okay.
It's unlikely to be a homicide case.
Not a murder? Then what's that? Did you see his face? What's happened? Oh my god.
Well, we'll get to the bottom of this.
I'm still alive. I'll work for this company without you, Robert. I shouldn't mourn your death forever. Right.
That is going to be one of the best opening cutscenes. That's... Oh, God, okay. The music... God, okay. Oh, God, this music's going to do me in. This is the lab Robert was using. So this is my room starting today. It's a weird feeling. Why, how have you inherited a room? Is that how rooms work? Robert. No good comes from... I'm actually starting to think this music actually rules. No good comes from me moping around all the time. I have to do my best. Oh, I love this 2D texture wide coat on the wall. All right. This is a 2001 Dreamcast horror game based on The Ring, although very loosely to my understanding. A laptop computer. Robert in front of this laptop. Oh, is this his house? Facts. To think Robert isn't here anymore. I can't believe it. I feel like he's going to call any minute. I don't know. I thought this was his job because she went to an office. Hang on. Phone call. Hello? Meg? It's Jack. I'll do a deeper voice for Jack.
Meg, it's Jack. Are you settled in now?
Yes, today is my first day. I'm sorry to make you worry. What's happened? It sounds like he's died and she's kind of inherited his job. Which is fine, but that's not usual, is it? No, at times like this, it's...
No, at times like this, it's easier to be worried about others. Oh yeah, by the way, did you look at Robert's computer?
Computer? I see his laptop here. Something the matter with it?
No, actually, I heard a slight...
A strange story.
Yeah, about CDC lab members. 2 guys aside from Robert died at the same time, in the same way as Robert did.
Same time and same way.
I don't think it's a coincidence. I've never seen anyone die like that.
I'm not skipping this dialogue ahead, by the way. It just will move ahead on its own sometimes. You're right. But what does that have to do with the computer?
Yeah, about the computer. Both of them were found dead in front of their computers.
Jack? Now, isn't that a coincidence?
No, I have more. Robert and both lab workers running a program called Ring on their computers.
Ring?
Yeah, Ring. The police thought it was suspicious. They tried to analyze it, but no matter what they did, it wouldn't boot.
The program wouldn't boot?
Yeah, apparently. In any case, I'll check up on the details about it now. But until then, I think it's better if you didn't touch the computer.
But it didn't boot, right? Besides, Jack, are you saying that Robert died thanks to a computer program? You know, I am a scientist. I would understand if it was a virus in CDC, but from a computer?
I know, but I have a bad feeling about this.
You're a worrywart. I'll be fine.
In any case, I'll call you again when I find something out.
Thanks. Now I'm taking over Robert's job starting today.
That's good. I'm sure Robert's happy about that.
Thanks for everything, Jack.
Yeah, I'll call you again.
All right, bye. Okay, right. The Ring is a floppy disk? Did we know how big the program is? We should check the computer, right? You're not saying the square bracket bits of Ring? Yeah, how would you like me to articulate that? Because I'm happy to accommodate whatever people need. Is this a metaphor for the Millennium Bug? It was 2001, I suppose. Ring, a killer computer program. This is silly, but it makes me wonder. This is Ring? I thought it didn't boot. It's just some shapes that says Ring. Please enter your name. Enter name? This seems like some game. Meg. Okay, it booted? Then perhaps. The reason why Robert died might be hidden inside this. I'm going to try. I love when you do science. You've heard something kills people, so you just inflict it on yourself. What's happening? Yeah, I could scream it. Full volume. Okay, a non-diegetically spinning bottle. I guess gameplay's coming up soon. I booted up a program called Ring on the computer. Anyway, I should investigate.
What are you doing?
What I'm doing? Booting up this computer?
What are you saying? Well, in the situation we're in, I can understand you getting confused.
This situation? Making me wear this and all? Where in the world is this? What's happening to the dialogue?
This place, this is our battlefield against them.
Them?
What are you saying? Anyway, we have no time for this. One of them has snuck in here. I'll check the first floor, you go check the second.
Check the second floor?
Enough of this already. Is that gun you're holding a fake? Quit yakking and go kill them off. If you're too slow, they'll get us.
Kill them? But you're the one who made me hold this gun. There's no way I can use it without learning how.
I'm appalled that someone would stand here without knowing how to use a gun. Are you with the informatics department? Well, all right, here's a quick rundown. Keep your ears open.
First, try pushing left trigger. Okay, got it. If you keep the flashlight on, they'll find you immediately. So be careful. Now try pushing right trigger. That holds the gun up. Yeah, okay. That's your aim. The gun automatically targets within 45 degrees in front of you. Within 45, oh, like 45 degrees either way, like left and right. But it only targets where the flashlight shines. Okay. The gun shoots if you push the A button while aiming. Try aiming and firing. I'm glad she turned away, but what if I turn back? No, I can't. Ooh, okay. That's it. That gun has a laser sight, so it should be easy to tell where you're aiming. Be careful, some weapons don't have sights. Next, equipping weapons. The status screen appears where you push the start button. You can change equipment in the status screen. Bullets will automatically reload, but it takes time. If you load bullets in the status screen, you can prevent time loss during battle. And you can check your health while in the status screen. You know your own body the best. If you have no problems, if the top sensor window is green, and you're in trouble if it's red. Now, open the status screen and check yourself. Yep, here I am. Pew, pew. The sound effects on this are so good. Every sound effect is like a little bit overtuned. Nothing's very like backgroundy UI noises. I want the splats back though. You checked, right? And last, changing viewpoints. If you push the Y button, it will shift to first-person view. Now we're talking. While you have the Y button down, it's always from your point of view. Change the line of sight with the analog thumb pad. You can look around this way. You'll return to this view when you let go of the Y button. Try it. Yep, there he is. There's our guy. All right, those are the basic controls. Anything else you need to learn on your own? You want me to go over it again? No. I see.
And I want you to go check out the second floor. Be very careful.
Okay, let's get this bottle. Oh, did I not? Hello? Ah, jelly. Yes, okay, jelly got. But people can canonically see in third person? I don't. I think we should just ignore the tutorial text as not being part of the world. Is there a run? Wouldn't that be nice? There is a run. Good. Okay. Will I be able to... And then... It's connected with cords, but can I control the capsules with this? I don't know. You could check. So, the reason I said I think this will be a one-stream game is that what little I know of this is that the opening cutscene's really funny, but then the gameplay is diabolical and just dreadful. It feels a lot like... See, the gameplay we've got here has so little relationship with The Ring that it feels like one game was grafted onto another game, you know? And I think maybe they saw Silent Hill 3 or Silent Hill 4 or something and went, maybe you can just graft two experiences together. Oh, and yet I get scared. And yet I'm scared anyway. They're just going to throw an enemy at me. No, this is too tight. This is actually too much. I really don't like anything creepy. Just give me the monster. Just give me the monster and let me kill it. What is this? There aren't any enemies here. This is stupid. Don't. Oh, it's a monkey? That's the enemy? He wants me to kill that? He's reckless. I have to do it, I guess. Is it a monkey? Yeah, it's a monkey. All right, I'm less scared now. I'm much less concerned. Why is it a monkey? All right, I want this. Handgun bullets? Yeah, that does sound good. And I should learn how to do the reload as well. Item, gun, reload. That's not going to get annoying. The I'm actually dead now noise from the monkey is absolutely peak. Yeah, more bullets, thanks. Oh, and a health. They're going to give me another monkey, aren't they? Sean, don't get scared of the monkeys. You've been given the least easy to be afraid of monster design you could ever conceive of. Don't get scared of seeing a monkey. There definitely no more. No, we're good. No more items, right? All right, I'm going to get a pat on the head for killing the monkey. Why are they monkeys? It's so easy to make a low poly creepy monster. I defeated the enemies upstairs, but now how do I... What? My body? I feel... Okay, I feel ill.
Hey, what's wrong? Hey!
Okay, so the computer turns... Sorry, when I open up the computer, I go into an alternate reality where like SWAT teams are fighting an all-out war against monkeys. This is actually good. Oh, I was passed out? This program, what was that about? Ring! It's just a game. Really, Jack should hold off with his jokes once in a while. Phone rings. Jack, sheesh. I have to give him a piece of my mind. Why is she angry at Jack? Hello? Hello? Oh no, Ring now says dead. 7 more days, only 7 more days. This actually is very good. Ring now means dead. 7 more days? I'm going to die in 7 days. You've got to be kidding. Yeah, that is a shame, actually. Can I leave the room? And yes, great. Didn't look like the kind of door that would open and shut like that, but there we go. It's the laptop that kills you? I think it's the monkeys that kill you. Have you not seen the movie? The laptop kills you indirectly by putting you into an alternate reality where monkeys kill you. Obviously. There's an item box here. Open the item box. Yep. Okay. Okay, it really is giving Resident Evil. We've got Resident Evil at home. Like it really even just looks like we wanted to make Resident Evil, we failed, and along the way we found that we had access to the Ring IP. My co-worker, Chris. Excuse me. My name is Chris. Are you Meg? Hello, Chris. Oh man. This is just dialogue. I'm Meg. Meg Rain Man. They buried the lead on Meg's surname being Rain Man. It's a pleasure It's a pleasure to meet you. You don't have to be so formal. My pleasure to meet you. Well, aren't you just saying the same thing I just said? I know it's sudden, but the chief is asking for you. I'll guide you to the chief's office, if that's fine with you. Oh yes, it's fine with me. Hee hee, you're acting so formal. Well then, this must be a holdover. This is almost certainly a holdover from the original Japanese, where like formality lives in the verbs and stuff. You say different verbs depending on how polite you want to be. But like if someone goes, can you do this? And you say, that's fine. I don't think you're being particularly formal. Well then, this way. Meg Rain Man. Okay, what do you have to say for yourself, Chris? He's the chief? He seems to be a rather burly man. Yes, you should go introduce yourself now. Oi, oi, oi. Do I still have a flashlight in this reality? Oh, and I can do this as well. This will impress the chief. Yes, okay. This will come in handy, I think. What else could I do? Oh, yeah, I can first person. We could first person Chris. Hello. Maybe let's see the back of her head. I'd like to see the geometry of her hair. Oh, okay. Nice to meet you, Chief. I'm Meg Rainman. Sorry I was late. I'm at your services starting today. Oh, thank you for coming. I'm looking forward to your work. I'm sorry we caused you so much trouble with this case.
What are you saying? We were the ones who were serviced by Robert. It was a shame to end up that way. We have to work, it just collapsed. We have to work hard now to make up for our loss of Robert.
Yes, I think so too.
By the way, about Robert, you heard that 3 lab members, including him, passed away?
Yes, I heard that they all passed away at the exact same time.
That's right. For such an accident, there is a high chance that it was a virus.
I assume so. This is the CDC after all.
Yes, this is the best facility against disease for the public. No, the world.
Yes.
We are investigating on our own, but we cannot figure out the cause of death. However, the executives are fretful. They want to make an explanation ASAP. Just now, an evacuation order has been issued. They're shutting this lab down. They've prohibited us from leaving the facilities.
Prohibited us from leaving? That means...
Well, you could say we have been quarantined.
Impossible.
I'm sorry about this happening on your first day. It's not that unusual for this facility, though. Well, the evacuation order for the whole town is. Rest assured, it will only be for 2-3 days.
All right, I understand. Fortunately,
you are free to roam in the facility. Have a look around the place. Right now, we're checking for virus leakage from the basement. But you can only see the 2nd floor.
all right.
Then, Chris.
Yeah. Oh, that's Chris. Okay. This card or your key. Okay, ID card. Don't lose it. Yes, I will be careful. I'm going to push the chief when I can.
Then go.
Yes, excuse me then. I like how someone's died on this floor. Like someone who worked on this floor died of the virus. But they're checking a different floor for the virus first. I mean, I don't know what I do now. That doesn't open. I just know that this game will get steadily more boring. You know, not to alarm anyone. I think our best days are behind us now. Let's go at least shove the chief.
What's wrong? Do you have something to say?
No, I don't have anything in particular to say.
I see. Then can you get out of the room? I'm busy right now, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't sure which room to go to. I apologize. Excuse me. Imagine, like, owning this. Imagine you loved The Ring, so you got this. Oh, hello. A mysterious wall thing. A light switch. Yeah, all right. It's a light switch. No use turning it off now, though. All right. Has anyone made any New Year's resolutions? Is that a thing people actually do? Or is that a thing that's just on the telly? Or is it like mince pies, where like people talk about them, but no one's actually seen one? I can't enter the control room. That was obvious. Like informally? What do you mean? Like you're not gonna... What does that mean? Only vague ones? What, like, could be interpreted several ways? Mince pies are good? Yeah, sure. Excuse me? Great. I didn't mean to eavesdrop. The chief told me to look around the rooms. I'm Meg Rainman. I'm working here as of today. Oh, over in the first laboratory over there.
You.
Yes?
I don't care. Can you leave this room now?
Oh, I'm sorry. I seem to be a little nervous. Hello, Gomelon. How are you doing? I had a mince pie for the first time this Christmas. How have you never, How have you avoided mince pies until now? To be honest, I felt that mince pies were really foisted upon you. Never seemed appealing to me. I completely understand. Mince pies are nice, but I'd say your average mince pie for your average price from the average supermarket, I would leave rather than take. And I also am not compelled to try and get a nicer quality mince pie either. Buying a house is my aim this year? Is that a resolution? Think about that doesn't feel like a resolution, just feels like a thing that you're going to do. Yes, you probably had a different experience to... If you were diagnosed young, you probably would have had a different experience to neurotypicals or perceived neurotypicals who have to eat and drink what the majority think is normal.
I understand. Anyway, I'm begging you, get out.
Oh, I do apologize. Excuse me, then. I'm going to try and sack off tobacco. See, this feels more like a resolution. And also staying off the phone, KOT's one, that feels more like a resolution. Maybe you could have like a finite concrete objective, like buy a house. But I feel like you probably are minded to do that anyway, aren't you? Resolutions are like, you know, stop sucking on my thumb or stop swearing at church. It's not like use those savings that I put together to get a mortgage to get that mortgage that I saved up for. I did a funeral for a man whose wife knew he was autistic when they met in 1972. Yeah, but I imagine they didn't really like speak about it. What's that on the floor? I think buying houses is a myth. I've seen a telly program that really makes it out that some people are out there doing it. Some people are really out there doing it. For everything you could possibly do, someone's out there doing it. You know, don't blame me. If I could order society, there'd be a fixed set of behaviors and we'd all have to do those. I don't do resolutions, but I do a word of the year. At the start of 2025, I established my word was cherish, and I totally lived up to it. Could you elaborate on that? Like you aim to cherish things, or you aim to say the word cherish a lot? Oh, I can go to the toilet. All right. Phew. Finishing painting instead of starting new painting? That's got a resolution feel. You choose a word and then you live up to its meaning. Do you ever have any words that are harder to do that with? Like breeze block or something? Crenellations or something? I can't use the stairs? I can't go downstairs from here. Deity? Okay, that's huge. One of my resolutions, and I haven't quite fleshed out exactly what it means or how I do it, is to admire strangers. I think there's something in there, something wholesome. When was the last time you admired a stranger? I need to wait to decide upon the 2026. You like that, do you? You think that's good? See, the thing is, right? I think it's important to admire people. We're not strangers, Funky. I met you at Penge. I want to admire strangers. I think it's hard to admire people if you know too much about them. So you should keep your information low on people to maximize your admiration. If you learn too much, you'll realize they've got problems. Oh, I'm Meg Rainman. I'm working here effective today. I'm sure I'll be asking for your services. Nice to meet you. A little bow.
Yeah, I'm Peter Jones. I'm mainly doing specialty research concerning the Mobili virus. So which lab is going to be your room?
That feels like you're setting yourself up for a milkshake, Duck. I don't know.
Yes, I'm going to be working in the lab next door.
Yeah, Pete's in this. We should get Pete on this one. Let him get jump scared.
I see. Then nice to meet you, neighbour.
I hope this guy's a key character. No, the pleasure is all mine. She's being formal again. Now, if you'll excuse me. Yeah, are you just, Fluff, are you going to be trying to say "ou je veux," or are you just living up to its meaning? I have someone in my life, which I'm using in a very vague sense and won't define any further, that I have consciously avoided getting to know better so that I can admire them. And as the years have gone on, I've always wondered if that's mad or probably the smartest thing I've ever done. Because I think if I got to know them, I'd be like, you're just some person. And therefore, I don't think of you any differently to just anyone else. But so that I could admire them, I've kept them at arm's length, you know? Because I think it's important to admire people. You've got to have a North Star to be guided by. I know everything about you, Mono. That's not true. But I probably know more about you than the average person. You're a hard person to know about. Or maybe I don't ask a lot of questions. I do think you're hard to know. And I think I've done a great job. Maybe it's from Jack. That is mad but admirable. That you value admiration. I think it's good that you do that and it's mad. I think doing something that's really good and mad, like if something's mad to do, but also it's great and it achieves all your goals, that's better than doing it normally. That's probably one of my toxic traits. No, I don't admire Mono's enigmaticness. I wish he'd just... What is it that I wish Mono would do? But I choose my words carefully. I wish he'd get a great night's sleep. Let's start with that. Hello?
Meg, I heard that there's a possibility of a virus leak from the CDC. It's the top headline on every news show.
Only a possibility. They said it wasn't too uncommon around here, so don't worry.
You say it's not uncommon?
Anyway, Jack, that ring you mentioned earlier, it was just a game.
That program booted?
I had no problems, and there can be no way that a computer program can kill someone.
Nothing really happened?
Nothing. You worry too much. Although, speaking of something happening, terrible segue, I had a prank call right afterwards.
Prank call?
Yes, and there was a weird word on the screen. Yeah, the weird word was death. You ever heard of this word before?
Weird word?
It said dead. I think it meant game over.
That's not too funny.
Anyway, did you figure anything out?
That's right. Apparently Robert's body was handed over to the CDC.
What's right? The CDC? I wonder if it's to find out the cause of death. But now I guess I'll be able to find out directly. Thank you, Jack. Don't go overboard. I'll call you again if I find anything. What is this storytelling? What are they trying to pace out here? I have much more normal sleep since going freelance. That's good. They give me setting goals for all of us. Oh, would you like that? All right, get in a line. I recommend everyone starts getting into Pokemon Sleep if they want to gamify having healthy sleep patterns. That's what I did. Although actually the real thing I did is I went on Elvance. What's Josie Russell's goal? To collect little pebbles and give them names and personalities. Baldy's goal is to be able to throw more accurately. What's Preston Frost's goal? Close-up magic. Stacy's goal, secret handshakes with your best friends. Funky's goal is you need to tell off someone in public. You need to tell someone off. King of Time's goal is it's hard to get beyond like have a more interesting flavor of ice cream, but I'm not using. It's not that one. It's just very hard to get past the obvious. That's a really scary goal. Josie got pebbles. Yeah, people get treated differently. Sorry. All right, Funky. Funky, I just think it would really benefit you. I think you give off a slightly timid energy, but it is dangerous. How about you swear when talking to someone you don't know very well? You start swearing more. Yeah, swear more. Use more swear words. King of Time's goal, not to have a more interesting flavor of ice cream. You need to watch more horror movies. That's King of Time's goal. You got to watch more horror movies. Oracle's goal. I thought of one, but it was so rude. They're all so rude, what I'm thinking of saying. Oracle's goal. Probably lower your hygiene standards across the board. I won't ask Sean for a goal until he finally tells me what Grandia 2. Your Grandia 2, and then you can ask me for a goal if you want. I'm way behind on chat here. I'm just... KOT's goal should be stream more. I've changed KOT's goal. Stream more. No, horror films. Horror films. You should stream more anyway, but the goal from me is... swear more is my intermediate goal. I will aim to tell someone in public. Yeah, do what you can. Goal me while I Google this. Let me just look at what Grandia 2 looks like. What's someone's first impression of Grandia 2? Because it's going to be going off the visuals, right? Yeah, I don't think anyone could be insulted by seeing some of this. No one would get annoyed by this, I think. Hygiene standard for themselves or others themselves. They need to wash less. Did I have other interests. Wants a goal. How do you goal someone who's goaled everything they want? You need to engage open-heartedly with Absolute Dross. I think your tastes are generally too good, and I think you'd benefit from. It's just like it's essentially Oracle's one, but it's with taste. You need to consume more absolute junk. Pablum. No, see, even the word pablum makes me think you're not. We're not on the same wavelength. Red Santa's goal. You need to eat more fiddly foods, like tapas, where there's things are on little plates and there's little bits. You know, you need to eat foods that are a bit more fiddly and broken down into different bits. You know, no more slop. You need to have. You can't have foods that are all combined. No, this is nonsense. What I'm saying. It's not a good goal. Let me think. Well, I, in every one of you, I see part of me. And so I just look at you and I think, what would it take to negate that part of me? In you, I see many aspects of myself. And one is that it's preferable to have your food in one big bowl. I'm a slurry boy. Yeah, I've got you. Like, when I gave... Funky their goal, that's just literally a goal I gave myself 4 years ago. Tell someone off. Burnzoid's goal. Stop spelling everything correctly. Leave typos in and send the message. That's honestly, Burnzoid, I think I've given you the best possible goal. I've given you the best possible goal. Nothing is more freeing, but also, Burnzoid, I think you will find it harder than other people. You do it all the time. I haven't got the right read on you. I haven't got the read on this guy. All right, Grugger, you're getting that one. No, no one wants a Castaway. No one wants a Castaway. He said he was dyslexic earlier. Oh, yes. Yes, all right. I finally learned how to forget things. All right, Burnzoid's goal. This music really does feel like I'm on the spot. It feels like I'm on the £1 million question. Burnzoid's goal. All right, Captain, you are correct. But it would be fun to think I've gained the ability that was described an hour ago. I can't tell someone to take up gambling. I need to be a role model. Burnzoid is a hard one. Everything I understand about them points towards quite a wholesome life. There's almost nothing I think they'd necessarily benefit from, and everything I think of is just ways of making their life more awkward or trying to sort of ruin them in some way. I have no idea what would benefit Burnzoid. You did say you were going to become more toxic. Yeah, but I was lying. It was an intellectual exercise. A goal for Burnzoid. select a new salutation for every day of the year and never use the same salutation twice. So if you say hello to people on one day, you can't say hello for the rest of the year. It's more of a challenge, but it's the best I can do. A new salutation every day. Gregor's goal. Get into that kind of Alan Moore style magic. You know what I mean? Where you cast little spells, Andrew O'Neill style. If you're not too gold, I would also like a goal. Clem, to what degree are you into rap or hip hop or drill or anything like that? If it's not all, that's your goal. Hello, Zap. Good to get you back from the mines. How many salutations are there? Infinite. You can make anything. It's not that hard. That's a great goal. It's a hard thing to do, honestly. It's like if you haven't been inculcated into that kind of music at all, it's a tough egg to crack from the outside. But it's cool stuff. I can give you some recommendations. Yeah, Red's right. Yeah, Gregor, that's a good way in. Okay, am I good on my goals? I'm sorry if not everyone got what they wanted. Whenever I start doing these things, the first 7 come quite naturally, but then it gets harder and harder. Sean Morley Life Coach Guru would be a good... I'm pretty good at the winner's mindset. I'm happy with Pebbles. I never went through a Pebbles phase, but I went through a collector's phase. But I didn't want to commit you to anything that would cost a lot of money, so I thought you should collect something that's freely available. When I was a child, I had a massive collection of depictions of Buddha, solely because at a family holiday at Great Yarmouth, I won so many tickets at the arcade. They had loads of Buddha statues. And I said, I'll take all of them. And then I was like, I guess I collect Buddhas now. Up until I was like 17, people were like, oh, I'll get him a Buddha, then another Buddha. Just had loads of Buddhas. And then at some point, I'm like, but I'm not a Buddhist. I don't care about this stuff. Why have I got this? I really sunk cost it, to be honest. I'm sorry for being a stumbling block. Yours came naturally, Funky. I only pared it down a little bit because you said it was hard. A budding Buddha collector? Well, not anymore. And actually, I never was a budding Buddha collector because my Buddha collection began big. I was a big budding Buddha collector. Was it the Laughing Buddha? Yeah, it wasn't. Actually, it was a mixture of the real Buddha, but it was also that non-Buddha, the laughing guy. So I didn't know any better. I started it when I was like 12 or something. Boarding Buddhas is beautifully ironic. Do you know? Well, I'm not a Buddhist, so it's not ironic for me. Like, I think attachments are pretty good. I don't. Am I allowed to say this? I don't think I like the Buddhist conception of detachment from materiality. I don't know. I kind of don't want to be enlightened. I want to be like a mud skipper or something. I want to be like face to the soil. I want to eat dirt, you know? I think anything that tries to detach itself and not want to be like consumed with the earth, and I want to be like a tree, you know? Do you want to be a Sith? I'd probably just be a nice guy. If I was in the Star Wars universe, I'd be a pretty nice guy. I'd probably live on one of those sand planets, and everyone would think well of me. And on Sunday, I'd go and see the pod racing. And when a pilot crashed to their death, because pod races go at like 7,000 kilometers a mile, I'd be like, we need to stop cheering now. We need to stop pod racing. Why are we pod racing? There's children in there. Do you know what I mean? Over their interest. They're happy to watch the Blu-rays when they're in the house. I think you can hold it lightly without being detached. Not me, buddy. I'm either in or I'm out, you know. I'm either fully in or fully out. That's probably why Buddhism never really lined up for me. I never really got it. 7,000 kilometers a mile? What are you talking about? A door. In any case, they were the one that Robert's body was handed over to. You know, I wouldn't mind music that had like more than 2 bars. I know the chief is looking out for me. Still, I wish he had told me about this. Anyway, the first thing now is to go talk to the chief. John would write a strongly worded letter about the Alderaan's destruction. No. I would be a total NIMBY about the Death Star. Can we just have it in somewhere else's orbit? I'm not even saying the Death Star shouldn't exist, but can it orbit something else? Oh, I've lost all interest in this game. I knew it would happen. It's happening right on cue. I now just don't care. Did the game have juice? Yeah, and we've sucked it dry. Leave the husk, leave the pith. Leave it out to dry. I would mock Jedis. They slice you in half, man. They're unaccountable space cops. I fully believe they just kill people for no reason. Maybe not the ones that are the protagonists in the movies, but the movies aren't real. You shot a monkey at least. It would be nice to kill one more monkey, though, and hear the scream. I want to hear a monkey death. This is Dr. Jones' room. Okay. I'll leave Pete be. No, Gregor, it was good. It was good. Honestly, I think a stream is good the less I play the game. The game is here as like a safety net in case those conversations just can't sustain themselves. There's nobody here. All right, well. Oh, look, a little hatch. Let's go into the hatch. All right. I was dreaming too big. I dreamed too close to the hatch. This is just my room, isn't it? This is just where I work. Are all the Jedis cops? I do think Star Wars. I'm not a big Star Wars guy, pretty much at all. But I do think it's mad, like that one of like the top 5 intellectual properties in the world is like started off the back of a film about like how terrorism is cool. Doesn't open without a key. The Jedis are US lib cops in the prequels, right? They're just cops, yeah. I don't know enough. Any war's head could. Yeah, in the prequels they're cops, right? They even play it like a police procedural for a bit, right? I think I don't even know where to go. I don't think I'm going to be able to shoot a monkey at this rate. They're separate from the government. All right, then they're just some goons, right? They're just some goons with firepower. They're like Interpol. Interpol's not that separate from the government. Listen, I actually can't think of a less appealing... I can't think of a less appealing topic of conversation than what real existing peacekeeping force maps most cleanly onto the Jedi. That's for someone else's stream, I'm afraid. No, I have other interests. When I was thinking of Pablum, what was I thinking of? What's like Apex Pablum? This is an example, and this is not specifically what I want you to watch, but it is an example of Pablum that falls within the category of Pablum I have in mind. On Netflix, they have a show called Deep Fried Masters, where they just get people to try and make new dishes that can be deep fried to be sold at state fairs in America. Everything about it's really gross and feels like a heart attack. It feels so unhealthy. You know what? Stuff like that actually sucks. I don't know what I want. It's up to you. You've got to interpret it. Have they made the pizza crunch? Do you know what they did have? They had deep fried lemonade. Okay, we found some progress. It's Timothy.
I'm sorry, but I'm a little busy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize for bothering you while you were busy. I love this dialogue. I need to learn how to write in exactly this cadence of pointless repetition, pointless restatement of what the other character just said. That's okay, Zap. I understand that sometimes you just need to expunge the thoughts you have. But with all respect, I'm not going to read. I don't want... If there's anything I'd like to learn less about, like actually go backwards and unlearn about, it's the most basic 101 Star Wars knowledge that I do have. Star Trek, however, if we were talking about Star Trek, but it's a shame they only ever made the original series, Next Generation, DS9, and they sacked it off. Like, imagine if they still had Star Trek now. What would it be about? It would be about online banking. It'd be about Grok. Sorry, Picard. Grok has just hacked into the computer. And it said, while I'm not the Borg, I do support them. The Borg had some interesting ideas. I'm Mecha the Borg. Sorry, Grok, but the Borg were already Mecha. I'm Mecha the Borg. Have I? Oh, I thought I got fully trapped and soft locked. That would have been exciting. So you don't like Star Trek 9/11? I genuinely don't even know what you're talking about. I know I was being ironic, but I genuinely don't even know. I don't even know what happened after Voyager. I'm dimly aware of Enterprise, and I literally don't know anything beyond that. Are you not slightly tempted by Picard? No. Why would I be? No, 1,000,000% no. I'm never going to even allow a plot synopsis to go in front of my eyes, let alone look at it. Enterprise had a 9/11 allegory? I think that's probably why nothing could be good after it. DS9 was like... DS9 is literally a show that was released on mainstream American television, and its general thrust is like, the IRA is cool. And that's insane and can't exist after 9/11. After 9/11, you could never be like, well, maybe the people who are bombing stuff are doing interesting things. That can't exist on mainstream television after that. Yeah, they're looking for a virus right now. Unless you're an executive with a level 2 key, you need the chief's permission. That's right, the chief was saying that too. I understand. I like all the Star Trek. No. The problem is because it's capable of being really good, it gets more annoying when it's... I think I'd like Star Trek more if it got steadily better rather than peaking really early and then never reaching those heights ever again. Oh, Zap. I don't know how common this theory is, but have you heard the idea that, 9/11 killed the X-Files? Because the American... In the 90s, when it was all end of history and everyone believed that politics had just stopped with the fall of the Soviet Union, that's when Americans, who by and large are the arbiters of what Anglophone culture gets to be, just were like, okay, well, why don't we just redirect our terror to space? And then there was sort of this era of sci-fi. And then the moment 9/11 happens, it's like, oh no, the terror's back on Earth and we're just scared of Earth stuff. Race is back. Race is real. Racism is real. And then you can't have the X-Files after that. You can't really have Star Trek after that. You can't really have anything after that. Culture's never recovered. All you get is Lost. All you get is an airplane crashing on an island in Hawaii. I'm glad to have tuned in right in time for when was Star Trek good discourse. Yeah, but I'm like unflinching on it. I don't listen to anyone else's opinions. The problem is everyone else's opinions require me to watch Voyager and beyond, and I'm never going to do it. Maybe one day I'll watch Voyager. Maybe one day. But all I know from Voyager is it it sucks. That summarizes the overall impression I've got. But Voyager starts off bad. Voyager's weird abandonment of its own premise. Voyager's attempt to like make good on the weird Native American representation that they had in Next Generation, but then they hired a guy who claimed to be like a specialist in Native American culture, and he was just a complete charlatan. So they made a genuine Native American actor to speak like gobbledygook, spirit animal, random like mystical concepts all the time. It's like its worst qualities are baked right into its bones from the beginning, and from there it atrophies. From there it only gets worse. Like imagine it starts bad and then it gets worse, and yet you'll meet people and Voyager's their favorite one. And yet the first person I met whose Voyager was their favorite, the first person I ever met once I became Star Trek literate who said cleanly and neatly that Voyager was their favorite one, had a live-in servant from another race when they were growing up. Like actually an evil person. Oh, spoilers please. Tuvix was my favorite character now. Oh, is Tuvix the was a blend of two people, right? No. There's no utilitarianism in my chat, Oracle. Excuse me. There's no utilitarian. There's no trolley fucking problems in our chat. We don't do utilitarianism here. Did you get rung yet? I'm just running backwards. It's that time in the stream. That time in the stream where I just navigate the space. We don't do utilitarianism here. Oracle, this is the year where we rehabilitate your... We're going to shape you up. We need to do some kind of queer eye for the Oracle guy, you know? Where my ability to somehow, despite being as toxic of you, I float on the crest of public opinion and you're always sinking like a stone. I think there's 5 easy tricks I could trick. No, I'm gonna varnish you, Oracle. I'm gonna varnish you clean. I am no less toxic than you, Oracle, but I know the tricks of PR. I'm the left's Alistair Campbell, okay? I'll never be sunk. I know how people think, and I know how to... I'm surfing the waves, you know? And that's what I'll make you likable. I think you're missing... You don't have the knack. You don't have the trick. You can't spin it, you know? How do I think? I can't do think. All I can do is express. All of my effort goes into how I express. None of it goes into the back end. It's all on the front end. I don't want to be Rory Stewart. No does anyone. He can't win an election. The guy's absolutely drunk. The guy would get drunk on milk. He's a curdled wastrel. He's lost himself on myths of his own creation. I am the flim flam man. You know what I am? I'm the monorail guy from The Simpsons. There's absolutely no substance for anything I've ever provided, but we're all happy. If the monorail guy, here's the thing is, if the monorail guy came, got everyone excited about monorails, they all sang the monorail song, but then he didn't sell them a monorail, he'd be a hero. They would correctly understand that he is the true successor to bards and skalds and the traveling storytellers of yesteryear. The only thing that made him bad was that he sold them that rip-off monorail. But if he just sang the song and then left, and then they gave him money into a bucket for the song, he'd be virtuous, he'd be a hero. I meant to say bards, but I think I did say boards. Yeah, if you're the song and dance man, but you don't use it in service of a con, and everyone gets to have the song and dance, that's fine. That's what I do. This is I have the capacity for so many dark patterns. I'm basically a dark pattern factory, but instead, I just do all the manipulations and I do the flibbing and the flamming, and then I say, that's the end of the stream. Bye. Thanks for coming. You've come for the monorail song. You don't need to buy a monorail. Go to bed. But this is the atheist church. No, I've been to an atheist church. I suggest you run a mile from those. Why don't we do a church but there's no God? We could sing the Queen's greatest hits. I've got an acoustic guitar. Should we get some pamphlets from the Liberal Democrats in as well? Absolutely not. I believe in a higher power. Thank you, Wireman FGC. You've allowed me to jump onto another topic. I hate the bard from the Gilmore Girls. I hate that guy. Of all the things that made it hard for me to start watching the Gilmore Girls, that bard is right at the top. I hate that guy. And every time he comes up, I get really angry. I think my tolerance for the twee has expanded with age, but it's like an elastic band because when it snaps, it goes so hard. I get so annoyed so quickly. I can't even control myself. It's such an odd thing to write in. It's not. They're going for like a surrealistic, idealized New England. Oh, hello. Oh, thanks for earlier. Miss Chris, I believe it was. I hate that it's a bard. I hate sometimes how they sort of idealize. I don't know. I think guys with acoustic guitars probably need to go up against the wall, but not actually killed, just slowly removed through society through soft cultural pressure. Yes, Chris is fine. Aren't you, Chris? Doesn't matter. Thanks for being polite earlier, but didn't that make you all tense? Hee hee, but manners are important too. By the way, I haven't been introduced to your friend there. The hair. What? It's like 3 hairstyles, sort of just dropped on top of each other. Kathy, nice to meet you. I'm Kathy Remick. Pardon me for making you tense with a well-mannered introduction. Oh no, is that how you're going to do it? Ha ha ha, it's a joke. Anyway, nice to meet you. Hee hee, thanks. I'm Meg Rainman. It's nice to meet you too. We welcome what little women there are here. I'm sure we can be good friends. That reminds me, the lab seems a little lonely today. Is today a holiday? Not at all. It's thanks to that virus frenzy the chief was talking about earlier. That's it. Nobody could enter the building after 9 a.m. I wish I was one of them. Yeah, we were the ones locked inside. Those that were locked out are lucky. I get it. If they're outside, they can't work. They really are lucky. Well, we can relax a bit as well, so it's all right with me. Then I'll go look around the facility now. Pleased to meet you. Same here. You should take a long look around. The outfit, I guess you could say this is some kind of like semi-futuristic, like scientist garb. It's a bit of a stretch, but if someone was dressed like this in Pokemon, I'd say they're a scientist. But the hair, I don't quite see the I don't see the idea here. I don't quite see what they were. The different objects that make up her hair aren't all really even the same color. It looks like it's someone with a full hairstyle who's wearing a wig, but like just perched on top, giving Fifth Element. Yeah, do you know what? I'll give it that. Steel type gym leader, not a scientist. All gym leaders. I mean, you probably know more Pokemon than me. Gym leaders tend to have another thing that's their job, right? Like Misty's a surfer or something. What are these? Shoes? No, hangers. All right. Mystery solved. Oh, Tots TV, 100%. What's that supposed to mean? I think you know more about Pokemon than me. Come on, Funky. Come on, you definitely know. You definitely will. Come on. come on. You've probably played past Gen 5 on Pokemon. Come on, be honest now. We're all friends here. Can you name any Pokemon? Yeah. Mankey, Primeape, Ekans, Sudowoodo. Name a woman Pokemon. Jinx. Nidoqueen. Any of the specifically female I can't think of any of the specifically female Pokemon. Do you think you can name 100 Pokemon before you can name 100 women? Yes. Because when I'm there doing it, naming 100 Pokemon, there's absolutely no chance someone calls me a misogynist if I fail. So I won't be like scared. Like, it's because I'm not a misogynist that I'm afraid of being incorrectly described as one. But there's no real fear in my heart to being called someone who's got bad recall when it comes to Pokemon, you know? Wow, no, not wow. I've justified it. It's because I care so much about the issues. I just know, look, at one point we can put this to some empirical testing, but I really think if I did the name a woman test, I'd freeze up really badly. I think I'd fuck up big time. In ways I can't even predict. And I don't want to do it, but I will one day. Like, I feel like it's in my future. Feels like there are wrong answers to give. What, Ayn Rand and Margaret Thatcher? Or just like, I don't know, just instantly start off and it's 20 porn stars. And I'm like, this will help. I think I'm in the clear here. I've submitted the 100 women challenge to the site. That's fine. Didn't we do something on this? It wasn't 100 women, but we did. I got Charles Darwin to see if he could name 100 animals, and he couldn't do it. There's no wrong answers to Pokemon. I'm sure there are. I mean, yeah, no answers to get me cancelled. I mean, Jinx is close. That's probably the most cancelable Pokemon to bring up. My sister's terrible ex-fiance had Ayn Rand books. There's a nice cafe in Leeds that has a lot of books on display, and there's a prominent The Fountainhead or something. But like, I don't know where the law stands on me going and just burning a book. Who did Ed play in that stream? Ed? Cat Boxes versus KOT Animal Shit. That is what we did, yeah. It was Ed, right? I think either their interest was right. It was Catbox and KOT. It was a while. Everything was a while. I only recently found out that I've done Cylinder Day before. All right, I'm just running around in circles here, so I'm just going to make a save. I think the odds are good that I never come back to this. To be absolutely honest with you, I've had a great time, but you know, nothing was as good as the opening cutscene. And then when I find that my desire just to talk is so much higher than my desire to play the game, that's time to turn it off. Should we think of a cool down, a little end of stream calm down? Yeah, or add all the Pokemon to the randomizer if you want. I absolutely don't encourage it. Catbox was Catbox, yeah. Catbox does a very good... We're not doing Game Duel. We need just a little thing. Scrandle? Something that's not going to make... We have a tendency that the cooldown thing makes me really angry. Food guesser. Connections makes me lose my mind. We'll do a bit of food. Yeah, we'll burger. That feels right. It's only 3? What do you mean? All right. Baguette, fries, meat, cheese sauce, mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard, salad's optional, pickles optional, onions optional. I mean, this actually could be a lot of places. It feels a bit Dutch. These all have a kind of little patty thing at the bottom. These look like chippy chips. Oh, do you know what? They do. But I don't know if this is like a discreet British meal to have chips in a baguette, especially because they seem to have a wodge of meat at the bottom. Those chips look good. I mean, this looks good. I've always loved potato in bread. I don't think I've ever had too much starch. I'm actually salivating. This is the first time it's made me salivate. I think I didn't have a very big dinner. I made a very good dinner, by the way. I am a pretty basic guy for the New York Times recipe list, and the end of the year they just do their summary of the best meals. So that's going to be like the rest of the winter sorted for me. I made their commonly mayonnaise or Andalous. They love mayo and what's Andalous? I don't think it will be Spain. Yeah, what is Andalous, please? Please help me. Please inform me. Please speak to me. Please tell me things. Spicy mayo. Oh, it's... Let's try Belgium. I don't know. The pickles is given Netherlands. But they hate spicy in the Netherlands. Oh, we'll go Belgium, and then it'll give us sort of a geographical hint. Mitraillette. Great. A popular fast food sandwich originating from Belgium, particularly associated with the French-speaking region. Its name translates to submachine gun. I have heard of this. Yeah, that's great. I like when you can sense... Like, I really like on these geography games where you're like, well, I know that over here they like things like this. And I know that over on this other side they like things like this. But this seems to be in the middle. And then it's just the country in the middle. Perfect. Fresh green chickpeas, water, salt, lime juice, that's optional. Chili powder, that's optional. Garlic, that's optional. Fresh green chickpeas still in their pods, typically boiled or steamed until tender. Once cooked, they are lightly salted and enjoyed as a snack or appetizer. Where are chickpeas from? Where do chickpeas come from? I guess I think chickpeas, hummus, therefore like Israel, Jordan, Lebanon, the Levant region, the Nile, Scotland. So let's just say like, well, I guess it must be, my instinct is that wherever chickpeas are made, that's probably where people are likely to be like, let's just eat them husked. Let's just husk them. They're kind of endemic now, yeah, but this has got to be where they're from. They're from there. North Africa. Legumes grow everywhere. No, but there's always places where stuff is from. Stuff's from a place. It comes out of the earth. Syria. All right, Syria, great. Although, I will say, Rosemary, Googling is off the cards normally. We can't learn anything. We just have to just speculate wildly. Our aim is not to win, it's just to talk. Though we do know now it's Syria, so let's give it a go. Ice cold? Well, that means it can't be in the Middle East, really. No learning in Sean's stream. No. No learning during the dulls. No learning during these games. No, I completely understand, Rosemary. That's why I thought I'd lay out nice and clear. But at other times, we love to learn. Philippines. I don't know. It's saying northwest. Is there a chance it is Scotland? Northwest, but really far away, like Iceland. It can't be Iceland. Japan. Surely it'd be pointing east for Japan. Northwest of Syria. I mean, that's Europe. It's just Europe. Do you know what? Greece. Ice cold. Central America. It has to be India or Pakistan. It's pointing northwest though, even of Greece. Ice cold is the coldest. Yeah, all right. Let's just go to like, I don't know, man, Colombia. But they don't have those over there. They're from Syria. Maybe they're in Asia. Thailand, man. I don't know. No, Philippines. I don't have a clue. Ice cold? I don't know, man. The Colombia. Cool. Northwest Mexico? Or just America? Just America. I think I'm going to lose this one. Mexico. I fully lost one. I never lose them. Advocat lemonade, lime juice, maraschino cherry, and ice. I mean, Advocat's Dutch, so I mean, would it just be simple to say Dutch? No one outside of the Netherlands drinks Advocat. It's just going to be Snowball. Oh, all right. Is it a Snowball? Is it nice? I don't like Advocat. When we were teenagers, me and Jam once got Advocat and went, this is a lot like custard. Shall we get some fruit cocktail and mix it all together? And it made us, we didn't actually vomit, but we came close. It feels British. Let's go for it. Snowball, well done. Yeah, it was Katim. Apprentice foodie, really bad. Really bad, but you can't win them all, you know. I hope this stream is a fantastic start to a new year, just filled with success. Has this been a successful stream? Sure. Do you know, when you don't have any metrics you need to hit, everything's a success, you know? I've had a nice time. What do you mean, Crispin? This was a successful stream. Thank you to everyone who watched. Anyone who's watching for the first time and would like to watch more and see other things that are going on, we've got a wonderful Discord populated by wonderful people. I've been learning how to make a Discord bot. Every day it gives you a potion. Although I have to say, that system's been largely destroyed. I made a Discord bot called Chobis, and well, let's say people have had their fun, and something else needs to happen now. Thank you all for watching. I've had a wonderful time, and if you've had even a passable time, then you know, you're welcome. Yeah, more streams next week. Normal game testing will come back on the table. I plan on getting involved in that again. I've got a few plans for streams coming up. If you want to hear about them in advance, get on the Discord. Otherwise, enjoy your weekend. Happy New Year. Live nice, live well, fish on, and goodbye. Okay. Let's put the music back on. This is too hard. Blueprints. Come on. Come on. Look at that. Yes. Yes. Okay, I like this one. This shark. I've had horse. I've had boar. I've had whelks. I've had winkles. I've had octopus. I've had squid. I've eaten the entire animal kingdom, and I've probably been vegetarian for longer than most of you as well. So during my meat time, I cast my net further than any of you, and during my time of morality and innocence, I've racked up more of that as well. I am unimpeachable. I'm glad that didn't get clipped.